Welcome everyone to the Tooney Wrestling 5,000 subscriber celebration. In just 9 months, we've created an amazing community here of fans from all walks of life who believe that it's possible to enjoy wrestling, but still poke a little fun at it and at ourselves as fans. Now, I'm Marvin, and I'm the movie monster, and, anyway, this is something that usually takes years for the average YouTube channel, but we got here in just 9 months, and I couldn't be prouder. Sorry, I just usually never get this far into speaking without being interrupted by an idiot. We're trying to celebrate. It's the one time that I actually want my Headlock Headlines interlopers here, and none of them are here? Trip? Tooney? Hell, even Dave? No one? Son of a... Alright, fine. Guess I gotta pull out the big guns. Wow! I can't tell if that muscled-up female bodybuilder is a man or a woman! Hello, nurse! Hey, Trip. Oh, what the hell? Sorry, I had to get your attention because it's a 5,000 subscriber live stream celebration! Well, are you serious? Yeah, Tooney Wrestling has 5,000 subscribers. Don't worry, Jobber Monster. You'll achieve success someday. What? Am I really the person that you turn to when you feel the need to be cheered up in the face of your abysmal failures? This isn't a failure! Wait, are you serious? Yeah, this is a huge accomplishment, man. Right. Yeah, well, yeah, good job, Jobber Monster. You're doing great. Your sarcasm is noted and not appreciated. Well, what the hell do you expect me to do? Give you a participation trophy and celebrate your mediocrity? 5,000 subscribers in 9 months is actually impressive, Trip. 5,000? Seriously? I get 5,000 people watching me take a dump every morning. Do you really? It's a side hustle. Look, the average YouTube channel starting up from scratch takes years to get to this point, and thanks to the generosity and attention of the Tooneytown community, we got here in just 9 months. Look, Jobber Monster, if you want to succeed, I'll teach you how. I think I'm doing all right. Find some she-cow with a rich daddy, and... No, I am not doing it the way you did. I'm happy with our growth and with how these channels are continuing to grow. Yeah, what's the TV one at now? Almost 3,500 in 4 months. All right, enough. I'm not gonna let you rain on my parade here. Look, Jobber Monster, I'm kidding. I'm tugging your chain a bit. Speaking of which, have you considered a side hustle? Stop it! All right. In all honesty, you've done well, and I'm really proud of myself. Oh, the show's ratings went through the roof once you introduced me. And I'm glad I was able to bring you a tiny bit of success, however meager it might be. Yeah, thanks, Trip. You're welcome, Jobber Monster. Now be proud of yourself. Sean, the Jobber Monster thought 5,000 subscribers was an accomplishment. I suddenly feel very dumb for wanting him here. Well, still no sign of Tooney or Dave, but we'll keep an eye out for them later. So let's get this party underway with Tooney Talk Wrestling. All right, it is Tuesday night in Tooney Town, and that can mean only one thing. It is time for the fastest rising pro wrestling live stream podcast on the internet today. It is time for Tooney Talk Wrestling. Folks, my name is Marvin, and I am the Movie Monster, and I am ecstatic and thankful and a whole bunch of other words that I can't even think of right now because I am just so tightly wound for this night. 5,000 of you have clicked that subscribe button, have watched these videos, have clicked that like button, and man, oh man, are we thrilled to have you all here. And tonight, we are celebrating the channel, we are celebrating you guys, we are celebrating this community that we have built, and of course, I can't do that alone. I have to have my co-pilots here with me, and of course, first, guys, you all know who's coming first. He's so epic, he's got his own intro video. Kevin Apollo, my friend.
Marking out for the Piccolo music.
I love it so much. It's literally your ringtone when you call me, like, and has been for like a decade. So you know, I am. Here we are, 5,000 subscribers.
Bro,
seems like just yesterday.
What an amazing accomplishment! You guys are fantastic. That you know, really without you guys, this would not be nearly as much fun as it is. And listen, that's not to take away from anything that Marv does. He is one of the hardest working people out there. He puts in an amazing grind to bring everybody together and to provide us with some hilarious entertainment. So with that said, let's get on and have some fun and celebrate success.
Yes, thank you. Unlike Will Ospreay, I am not afraid of the grind. And of course, folks, joining us as always, our wonderful friend. He's here just about every single week. He is the one. He is the only. Thankfully, Awful Wrestling.
Awful.
What's happening, everybody? What's going on, Marv?
Well, apparently, what's going on is your connection being absolutely terrible.
Is it terrible again?
Yeah, it just went terrible. Now I hear you fine, but no, folks, do not be alarmed. That's not New Jack. We're not all about to get murdered. New Jack will be here later. It is the one and only Awful Wrestling. Awful, how are you, my friend?
I'm great, fellas. How are you guys doing? Hopefully my mic is up to snuff this time.
Your mic is fine. It's your internet connection that seems to be the problem.
Oh, man, see.
Yeah,
I got the Obama internet, so how that goes.
Oh, we do. Somebody, you know what? Let's bring in somebody who doesn't know what it means to have Obama internet. Somebody from north of the border. A good friend, hasn't been on the show in a while, but we are so excited to welcome him back from Pro Wrestle Times, the one and only Phil Marks.
Hey,
yeah.
Holy shit, is that New Jack?
Run! Everybody run!
Hey, I came to say congratulations on 5K. You walk the walk. You found the way. Tooney Talk. Hip, hip, hooray.
Thank you, buddy.
Made that up,
so
guys.
much. You're coming right up on that too. You'll be hitting 5K probably within the next month or so.
Yeah, after this appearance, man, it'll probably lose subscribers. You know what I mean?
Well, we tend to have that effect on people. Also, folks, another of our. By the way, Dis sends his regards. He is unable to join us tonight, unfortunately. But also a big shout out to our friend, to our good friend, the wise man of this podcast, the producer of this show, AEW Neckbeards. Running it in the chat tonight. And of course, a good friend, John JID 999, who is one of our wrenches out there helping to keep the chat moderated. And, we love you guys. Joining us also this week, though, somebody who is no stranger to the Tooney Town community and no stranger to the wrestling community in general. He is the one and only from Wrestling Soup, Anthony Missionary Thomas, a.k.a. Mish.
Hey, what's going on, boys, gentlemen? Congratulations on 5K. Big moves, big runs. You guys absolutely deserve it. This podcast
thank you.
is fun to watch every week, multiple times a week, really. So I'm absolutely happy and flabbergasted to be a part of it. Thank you guys so much for having me on.
Thank you guys. Oh no, apparently Kevin Apollo got offended by that and he just got up and like left.
He's like, screw this guy. Jeez.
This guy with his top hat. All right, we're gonna dive right in, guys. We've got some super chats to get to, and if you want to make your voice heard as part of the Tooney Town community here on the show tonight, make sure you're super chatting along. We love hearing from you guys, and we love making you guys a part of the show. Last Call Podcast, our good friend Chris Connor checking in says for $5 says congrats to two great men who did great feats. Marvin for his 5K subscribers and Jey Uso for winning the IC title. Mania and Marvin Mania running wild. So oh boy, I never thought I'd have to be sharing accolades with Jey Uso, but here I am. I'll take it.
Careful, Rikishi might have something to say about that.
Oh, he might. Well, if he's not getting the push, right? He's not getting the proper push. He's gonna hit you with the car and say you did it for The Rock. But yes, thank you very much, Chris. We appreciate it. And this checking in from Maxed Out Media says, love you guys. Wish I could be there. Hopefully I can hop in the chat later. Congrats on 5K Mov 10 is right around the corner. So proud to be a part of something this special. Thank you, and to all of our fans out there for Tooney Talk. Yeah, and this is such a tremendous part of this show. We love having him here, and wish he could be here tonight. Hopefully, we'll be back here next week. And of course, joining us, Space Dave 2000 for $2 Canadian says you sir deserve the 5K. 50 and 100 will be here soon. That would be nice. I was just on WW Pro's 100K. Celebration just the other night. That was wild and crazy. My goodness. But yes, Space Dave is one of the hosts over on That Game Place. So make sure you check that out for all your video game news. We actually just streamed earlier tonight at 6 p.m. We did a whole watch along of PlayStation's State of Play. So
nice.
Yeah, that was nothing really that nice happened. But Shaggy Filth 73 for $10 says, congrats, Mob. Thank you so much for what you do. Sometimes being a wrestling fan is the hardest thing to do. Having this little corner of the internet to laugh at the neckbeards makes me happy. Hey, you know what? I don't think it's the hardest thing you could possibly do. I mean, like, you know, there are people out there who like work in quarries and stuff, but it is sometimes very difficult to be a wrestling fan with how, especially online, and seeing how seriously everybody takes it. Phil Marks, you know what I'm talking about.
Yep. Oh, you're talking about me.
Right there.
Oh,
yeah, no,
Marvin's dying.
I'm choking on all the success. Andre Adams for $4.99 says, who took the finger poke of doom better, Kevin Nash or Caitlin Clark?
I thought it was Duke Mill.
Did Caitlin Clark take a fall?
Jesus.
Oh my goodness. I love this show so much sometimes. Oh, John JID 999 checking in for $1.99. Power to the 199 says, giving wrestlers hugs, and he hit 5K subs. Yeah, it's TK. We might be hearing that song later on tonight. Just saying. Stay tuned. You know, we heard from Trip already, but it's possible that Tooney might be making his
Is he coming with a big announcement?
No, I think he's just coming to try to soak up the adulation. Colin Taylor showing up for 50 big ones. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much, man. He says, my son wants to play AEW Fight Forever, but it's $19.99 at the base store. And I said, that's too much. You're right. Promised him if it gets to $9.99, I will buy it for the Schadenfreude. He asked, would I pay $10 for it? And I said, no. The line must be drawn here. No father.
Yes, father. No father.
No, so I am going to be, now I said once we hit 5K subs, I was going to stream Fight Forever, which is going to happen. But Colin, if you have PlayStation Plus, it's free on PlayStation Plus. That's why I made this bargain, this Faustian bargain with the audience, that I was going to torture myself because I did not have to spend any money outside of the PlayStation Plus subscription. I'm pretty sure it's on Xbox Game Pass also. I think it debuted on Xbox Game Pass. Has anyone here actually played this game?
Yes. Quite a bit more than most people, but yes.
More than most people.
Well, I was trying to get into it and trying to figure out why this game was such a better game, supposedly, than WWE 2K, whatever. and I couldn't do it. I couldn't get through it. At the time that I was playing, it was before they came out with the 15 DLCs. So I don't know how much it's valued at now, but when me and Joe got it, we got it right out of the gate when they were trying to charge everybody $60. But I had coupons, and we got it for the mere price of like $45. So it was okay. But yeah, it's
You over
yeah, I overpaid now. Now looking back on it, I totally overpaid. But there's sites that sell it right now for the PC for like $6. So
do you? I mean, I'm assuming everybody here had a love for No Mercy on the Nintendo 64, right?
sure, yeah.
Phil,
was the game.
Were you a player of No Mercy at all?
Dude, yeah, I play that. Like, I'll play it tonight. I love that game so much.
No,
It's my
I have
favorite.
some. I have some friends who have literally never stopped playing No Mercy.
Yeah.
Like they're still it's still in their rotation from when we were kids. But yeah, they tried to make this a No Mercy clone, and it just did not work. And we're gonna find out, folks. So as far as when this stream is going to be, I am
Well, put me on the list.
probably.
I'll be more than happy to be a challenger against you.
Oh my gosh! Anyone that wants to play with me is more than welcome, because you can experience my my dread. Probably next week sometime. So look out for an announcement. I'll be making an announcement, and we'll be doing it. And I think I tried to play it one time. I got it from GameFly because I actually had a GameFly subscription. And I got it, and I popped it in, and I played one match, and then I popped it back out, and I said, well, this is going back. It was that bad. Yeah. John J. ID 999 for 199 says, when NXT beats AEW on the CW, it's going to be funny. Yes, it is. Because well, that's the thing, is everybody wants to poo-poo on SmackDown right now because the ratings have dropped because they're not on network TV anymore. But what are they going to say when NXT is suddenly doing 1 million people?
Right.
Well, also too, last week's SmackDown was up against college football, so like, there was an actual excuse for the small drop, unlike when we pretend the WNBA has anybody watching it.
Yeah, that's very true. Well, Dave Meltzer thinks that lots of people are watching the WNBA. He's preemptively making excuses for Dynamite this week because he's already saying that the WNBA is going to put up some strong numbers. When has that ever happened ever in the history of ever? But
yeah, I'm curious. Like, what's the ratings on an average Caitlin Clark WNBA game? I've never looked into it, but I'm curious because how it's almost like how what's the crossover there with AEW fans? That's all I'm saying, man. It don't exist. Yeah.
No, thank you. Like, what is the crossover with women's basketball and professional wrestling? Where did they?
Yeah,
come
unless
up with
women's basketball is drawing like 30 million a fucking 30 million
okay.
A game. It's like there's no way it's affecting AEW in any way. It's insanity that he's just whipped that excuse out. Yeah.
Actually, I have some numbers for you.
Go ahead.
So let's see. She is actually averaging, with the exception of one game, over 2 million viewers.
Damn.
Interesting.
Okay.
So
that's like
Clark is a bigger draw than everybody in all of AEW.
Yeah.
Yeah. Probably a bigger draw than anybody in WWE right now, too. If it's though, you know what? Kudos to Cody, by the way, for getting what was he listed on a major list of merchandise, right?
Yeah, we talked about this before a while ago.
Yeah, it was like for all sports figures, not just wrestling.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah, he achieved something The Rock, Austin, Hogan, and Cena have never done.
Yeah, he's number 5 overall for Fanatics all sports, I believe.
That's fantastic.
Oh, wow. Nice.
And that's what that's what happens from the fact that he is what they wanted John Cena to be, and like the white bread baby face that's like the ultimate good guy and like ultimate just nice guy, like out there in the world, just being awesome. Yeah. So Rex Gardner for €5 says, would you guys rather use a certain rapper's baby oil to massage Io Sky's legs or Selena Vega's legs? I don't think I want to touch anything that Diddy has touched. So
well, he does have at least 1,000 choices, Marv.
This is true. Denisha Lane for $1.99 says, congrats, Marvin, on 5K subscribers. Love you. No, we love you, Denisha. You're the best. JPS for $5 says, DM Movie Monster, has it really been 5, 10, or 15,000 subscribers? If not, please disregard this super chat. Congrats for real. I love this audience so much. Oh my goodness. Hold on. I got to jump ahead here, guys. Plenty of pixel art for $200.
Wow. Clap, 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 clap. Pew, pew, pew.
Wow, Plenty and Pixel are gonna miss all the live streams this term, so here are all my super chats piled into one. Congratulations on an extremely well-deserved 5K. This channel has been arguably my greatest source of enjoyment during a tough year, so thanks for everything you all do. Long live Tooney Town. Wow. Thank you, Plenty, and that is just incredibly, incredibly generous.
Wow, man.
I'm honestly speechless. Like,
that's a hell of a drop right
that's
there.
a problem because it's my job to not be speechless. So
imagine if Plenty and Pixel. Imagine had he dropped that $200 in the scrum.
Fucking Skynet's taking over, dude. I don't know.
Yeah, that would be. I'm sure it was very humorous, but we completely missed everything you said. Try again, awful.
There you go.
Man, guys, for all this, yeah, no, you better now. What were you saying?
I just Plenty of Pixel art had dropped at 200
and there he goes again.
Megatron.
More than meets the eye.
Yep. Awful. We can't hear you again.
Come with me if you want to live.
Oh my goodness. Just stellar radio we're doing here.
Have
guys.
you seen this boy?
Well, either way, Plenty, and man, good luck on your calculus or whatever you got going on this term or whatever.
Yeah, for real, man. Thank you so much. You know what? For all of this generosity, I gotta play a clip. Here we go. A certain somebody wants to thank you guys for everything that you guys have done tonight.
你好，中国，这是叫西娜。我爱更尊重中国，更中国人。我很抱歉对我的错误，对不起，我很抱歉。你必须了解，我很爱、很尊重中国跟中国人。不好意思，再见。
I try to have, I feel bad. That's kind of this. I think it's the same one we had last week. I try to do a different one each week of Cena saying something different. But you know what? The generosity has been so incredible tonight. We're going to have to also throw in a little clip from a certain old Hulk Hogan movie.
This world will beat you down, beat you with a stick.
What is going on with that dog?
Go for a spin.
All right, we are going to take a quick break from Super Chats for a minute, and then we will be back to read the rest of them at a later time, but we've got to get on to some of our topics today. So I've got some like channel-specific stuff, like taking a look back at like old Tooney Town stuff, or we can move right into some wrestling talk. I think we might need to move into some wrestling talk and then get nostalgic a little bit later. Let's talk a bit about Jey Uso. Let's talk a bit about Jey Uso winning the Intercontinental Championship from Braun Strowman. Now, a lot of controversy around this move. I mean, a lot of people don't like Jey Uso. They don't like Yeet. I might happen to be one of those people who just doesn't. I have not wanted to see Jey Uso on my television since WrestleMania. Since the Uso versus Uso match was, in my opinion, one of the worst WWE matches that's taken place in the recent future, or I mean the recent present and past. So what do you guys think, Mish? How did you what are your thoughts on Jey Uso IC champion?
I'm okay with Jey Uso being IC champion. I'm not okay with him taking it from Breakker. He could have been an IC champion again at any other point. I don't know why they took it off of Breakker so fast. I thought Breakker was going to have a little bit of a Gunther kind of run with this thing.
I think everybody did.
Really?
I think everybody thought that.
Yeah, I don't know. I just had this feeling like he was going to build up to a big feud and then maybe lose that feud. That would be fine. But this just on a Monday Night Raw or SmackDown, just out of nowhere, it felt like I was just completely, or it was Raw. I'm sorry, I'm getting them all mixed up. I wasn't expecting it. I wasn't expecting it to go this fast.
Yeah, No, I agree.
He is a
Phil,
rookie, you know.
I know you're right. Like storyline wise, yeah, he's going to make mistakes. He's a young guy, but I mean, he was so dominant in NXT, and he has a dominant presence on the main roster now. I just kind of had a different vibe for him. I felt like he was going to kind of accelerate until he made a real mistake, but I didn't think he even made a mistake in the match. It wasn't like there was some big moment where he just completely dropped the ball and was lost and Jey Uso took advantage. It was just a really strong competition between two guys, and Jey Uso came out on top.
Yeah.
Well,
Phil,
now
what
we're
did you
setting up
think
for a feud, though.
I keep trying to ask Phil, and Awful keeps cutting me off.
Sorry, my bad.
It's all good. Phil, what did you think?
Well, yeah, actually kind of to what Awful said, like I think there could be more matches down the line between them, but also there's a few things here, okay? So you can't have a guy have a run with the IC title like Gunther where he's just running through everybody. So you can't do that immediately again. He is a rookie, so I'm not terribly mad at it. I'm Team Meat all day. The match was phenomenal, man. I don't know. I legitimately did not know who was going to win. And I don't know. They swerved me a couple times with the finish there. I love that. So to me, 5 stars. But
Wow.
as far as like you need Braun to go threaten, like LA Knight needs a threat. I think we're going to see the roster get shaken up as we get into the new year with the Netflix thing. And like you even see, I'm watching NXT right now, the Waller effects going on NXT, right? So they just got main roster stuff going on here into the CW and all that. So I think maybe Braun gets shaken up, go to SmackDown. LA Knight needs some people to threaten him. You have Oba Femi doing a monster run in NXT. So it's like, are we going to really have that again? I don't know. I feel like it's being done or it's been did already with Gunther. And plus, like Gunther's not going to drop his world title for a minute. You got to think. And maybe that's a match too. Breaker versus Gunther down the line. I don't know. I'm not mad at it whatsoever. I think now's the time to have Breaker lose rather than later, his rookie year, rather than like, you know, when he could be your next Brock Lesnar, beat him now, you know? I don't know. It's my opinion.
But you know what? And that's the thing that I think a lot of people mistake. I think a lot of people think that in order to be pushed well as a rookie now, you have to have that Brock Lesnar undefeated, the Goldberg, Brock Lesnar, Gunther undefeated streak. And that is a rare thing to experience. You're
right with that. I just want to put my 2 cents back in for this real quick before you get to everybody else. It's not that I think that every rookie should get these big time runs, right? I think that Braun Breaker is such a special case that's why it made sense to give him one. And to have guys like Gunther and Braun Breaker so close to each other back to back like that with the IC title in itself would be wild. But I don't know. That was just my vibe on it. It's not that I want to take anything away from Jey Uso. I want to make that clear. I think Jey Uso is a fantastic IC champion. He's a fantastic competitor. I just felt like that Braun Breaker aura was going to take him a little bit further than Monday Night Raw.
Yeah. Yeah, it makes sense. No, that definitely makes sense. Kevin Apollo. I'm making Awful wait till last because he was, you know.
Well, you know, I was going to say wins and losses don't matter in WWE until they do. And for Braun, I see a lot of people out here screaming that that he got hurt, but he wasn't hurt at all. The kid is super over. He has been made. You know that he's a mega athlete. You know that he's got a giant, bright future. You know that he is that the kid is a menace. But heels lose. That is their job. They're supposed to lose. Jay is super duper over. Baby faces reward the crowd with their with their ability to slay dragons and win titles for them. Jay getting the IC title preps the crowd for bigger things to come. Again, I keep saying it, the bloodline storyline is not over until it ends where it finished, and that being Jay versus Roman. So I thought it was a good match. I didn't see that I never thought that Braun was going to get a massive run with the IC title just because there was no reason to do it. We just did it with Gunther. That was a very special thing. It took us how long to beat the Honky Tonk Man's record? And again, like I can't remember who said it. If it was Phil or if it was Mish, but SmackDown's going 3 hours soon. There's definitely going to be some kind of a roster shakeup because they got to load SmackDown with talent. LA Knight is kind of twisting in the wind because they don't have enough people for him to fight with. Same thing with Cody. Like Cody Cody's more of a Bret Hart style kind of performer where he needs heels to be thrown at him. He is not the giant personality that Cena, Rock, Hogan, and Austin are. So I thought it was an awesome match. I fell asleep before it came on, watched it this morning, so I was shocked that they did a title change. But I also, hey, you know what? People complain that they can predict the outcomes of the Raw matches, and Triple H told you to go scratch.
Mm-hmm.
That's a valid point, my friend. That is a valid point. All right, Awful. What do you got?
He was getting tested to see if he had boo-boo face. You know, he's a rookie, just like we all said. You know, and that's how I feel about it. Like he was there to be a transitional champion. He's obviously been made by the Intercontinental Championship. I sound like I'm repeating myself what everybody else said, but essentially he's just a rookie, and he's got plenty of time to grow. And
Okay.
I agree with you, Marv. Jay's not the guy. Sorry. Not for me. He's not for me.
Yeah, no. And speaking of people that you said weren't the guy or said weren't going to be good, I've been hearing nothing about the Wyatt Six lately. Are they not doing anything? You know what?
Yeah,
we'll wait until
potatoes and catering.
Yeah, we'll wait until this is here and you have a better internet connection to let you take that victory lap.
Right. Do I still sound?
Yes. Whatever
like
you were asking, yeah. Whatever you were asking, yes. Awful opens his mouth and the internet gods flip a coin.
It sounds like the Wyatt Six are contacting us now, actually.
Yes.
Awful is contacting us through VHS tape. Yes.
So, over in the land of AEW, an interesting thing happened. Now, Miro has apparently requested his release. We don't know. We have not heard yet, unless something's broken today, whether or not Tony Khan is going to grant this release. Now, everybody is like, Tony has to grant the release. Tony does not have to do that. And I'm gonna actually stick up for Tony here. It is 100% in his right to not grant that release. And at the end of the day, you don't have to feel bad for Miro about that. He's going to sit home and he's going to make a lot of money and have nothing to do but hit the gym and get ready for whatever contract Triple H has got waiting for him.
Yep.
Now, where my problem lies is all the AEW fans that are saying that Tony doesn't have to let him go are all the ones that literally tweeted at the Saudi government about the fact that the WWE was holding Ali hostage while paying him a lot of money. All those people who, by the way, never mentioned Ali again once he left and went to TNA.
Right.
And he's having a fantastic run in TNA.
Yeah, he's doing well.
Yeah. But now, do you guys think Tony will let him go, or do you think Tony's going to make him sit out the rest of his contract? And do you agree with me or disagree that this is 100% something that Tony is in his right to do?
Oh, Tony's 100% correct. He doesn't have to do squat. The only thing I wonder is, because Miro signed early, was the clock still running when he was out injured, or was time added back to his contract because he was hurt? Tony made that change a little bit later, but Miro is one of the OGs, so there's a slight chance that while he was hurt, his contract was running. But I'm like, also, how long is his GD contract? Bro, it's been like 4 years. He's only been on TV. He's only been on TV like 4 or 5 times, and half of that he was spent as a video game nerd wandering around in his pajamas. I mean, if it was up to me, I'd be like, how much money do you want to waste? But I'm also not a multi-billionaire, so it's wasting money, but it's really just a tax write-off for him. But
do you think there is something to say, Kevin, about the strategy of trying to keep a potential asset from your competitor?
Yes, listen, yes, it is. But is Miro really that asset?
That's what I was thinking. I mean,
this isn't like it's Monday night and we're stopping Kevin Nash and Scott Hall from going back to Raw. We're talking about Miro. The guy had poor little rich guy problems. And I get it. Vince didn't want to push him to the moon, but the guy was super over. He rode out to WrestleMania in a tank and fought John Cena. He had a good run and boo-boo faced the entire time and learned a hard lesson that the grass is not always greener on the other side.
Not to mention Rusev Day.
Yeah. Well, let me ask you guys this, because I see some conflicting debates in the chat on it. But they just let the Lucha Brothers go. Obviously, Phoenix and Penta owed him some time for their injury time off, but he let them go. Supposedly, they're signed with WWE according to their social media. Do you think that Miro could just take that same exact kind of knee from Tony Khan? Because it doesn't look like Tony Khan is calling in the favor. Like, there was a lot of people that were expecting Tony Khan to force the Lucha Brothers to stay, and it never happened. So I don't know with Miro.
I think that's why Miro asked for his release, is because he saw what's going on with the Lucha Brothers. And yeah, with the injury time, from what I've heard or read or seen about on the social medias, apparently that's what it is. He has a long time left. I can't remember who reported this. He has a long time left on his deal because of injury time that's banked up, and Tony could exercise it to take it back to the original, what Marv was saying there. I agree with you fully. He doesn't have to let anyone go. And I agree with you fully about the IWC sickos are the ones who are going hashtag free this guy and free Ali and free that guy. And Tony Khan talked mess as well about.
I was going to bring. Yep. I was going to bring that up. Phil, go ahead.
Well, you just said, like, at the start of AEW, he's like, we're not going to hold people hostage, and basically evil fed, the same old shtick everybody touts. And he was saying,
it was like, if you don't want to be here, if you don't want to be here, we don't want you here.
You can keep your names, etc. All that messy talked. And then, a couple bald assholes and a couple Twitter meltdowns later, here we are. He realizes, it's the wrestling business. And yeah, if he chooses to keep Miro, I'm not going to be mad at him. I've said it since day one. He's a carny like the rest of them, man. He's not going to practice what he preaches. I'm not going to be shocked. Oh, billionaire lies. And you know what I mean? Whatever. And would it be smart to hang on to Miro? I think so. Cause I think WWE, you see what they're doing with Andrade, which whether you love it or not, they're pushing him well. Look at Ethan Page, look at Cody, look at Punk. You look at everything AEW's fumbled that WWE's picked up, and Rusev's got over before. Miro got super over before. As Apollo was talking about earlier, he covered all the bases. The Rusev Day, the riding to WrestleMania in a tank, fighting John Cena. I mean, who can ever say that they can do that? Like, there's like 10 people.
Yeah.
And who could probably say they wrote something down at a WrestleMania. So I would say I won't be mad at Tony Khan, but should he let him go? Yeah, if he ain't a hypocrite and a coward, then yes, I'm calling you out, TK.
And that's everything that Tony said he wouldn't do in the beginning. He has eventually done. Yep. It's kind of like that old the old adage of, like, to become like president, you campaign to be president of the United States, and you promise all these things, and then when you get elected and you have that meeting where they're like, this is how it actually works, and you're like, oh, I can't do any of the things I said I was going to do.
Gee, where have we seen that before? It's
you've got a situation where Tony said he wasn't going to fire people. He's now firing people. He was never going to DMCA take down fans. He DMCA takes down fans all the time. I mean, or he has Aubrey. Technically, he doesn't do it. Aubrey does it. But, he does. Wrestlers were going to be employees. Wrestlers were going to have health insurance. All these things that was said at the beginning of AEW, none of them came to pass because none of them were. At the end of the day, like, as much as you might hate Vince as a person, you have to respect Vince, the businessman, because he showed you the blueprint of how to make this work. And believe it or not, Tony Khan has been following the blueprint. Look at what he did to ROH in the Indies. He pilfered ROH and then bought it out. That's that's Vince 101.
Tony's big flaw was, in the words of Daenerys Targaryen, trying to break the wheel. You weren't going to change the wrestling business overnight. There's a reason why a lot of things are set in motion in the wrestling industry the way that they are. There's a reason why, you can't get regular health insurance for every single wrestler in the world. But Tony thought that he could change everything and live in this fantasy world. And more as time goes on, he's realizing that these fantasies don't come true, that these wonderful things that he's put forth about taking care of the wrestlers and taking care of their contracts and everything else like that isn't fruitious to the company or to him or to his wallet.
Mm-hmm.
Tony Khan is a socialist.
yeah, you're not wrong.
I quickly realized it doesn't work.
My goodness. Yeah, exactly. But back to
So-
Rusev, just for 1 second. I'm so sorry. Do you guys
Go
think
ahead, Alpha.
Rusev has? Do you think Rusev has capital anymore? I mean, wouldn't you, as a boss, look at how he's conducting himself in another company and be like, nah, I don't think we want this kind of problem.
He's also sad though, man. I think a lot of people overlook the
He's
fact that he's in the middle of a divorce.
Mhm.
And like I think that runs a man ragged to begin with.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, you can put the injury stuff out there too, but there's a dark cloud over his head too as a person. You know?
Well, AEW is also a clown show, though. Awful. Like, no, Triple H isn't gonna go, oh, it was a bunch of BS there, and you know what I mean? Like, oh, color me pink. Like,
but it did bring out the
so
worst.
shocked, you know? No, dude, he's gonna be like, dude, I totally understand. Everyone says it's weird there. You're good. Come back. And then you versus LA Knight. There we go. Yeah, I need a hot heel for LA Knight.
Well, you know what? You and I don't buy the whole thing that everybody likes to say about like, oh, well, you know what? What good is he to WWE now as the Bulgarian Bruiser if, people have watched him for all this time wearing Minnie Mouse pink t-shirts and pajama pants and feuding over video games.
Nobody
To that
saw it.
I say, nobody saw it.
Nobody saw
nobody
it. That's
saw it.
true.
Right.
No one saw it. But we're the only ones who remember it.
The
Yeah.
vast majority of WWE fans they think Rusev left wrestling. Like I don't remember who it was, but somebody was like, I think it was to Matt Hardy or something like that. Somebody was like, Matt, when are you going to come back to wrestling? Or something like that. When he left and he went to I think it was maybe even TNA. I remember somebody asking, when are you going to come back to wrestling? And it was somebody that was in TNA. So yeah, people don't really like look outside the WWE bubble. But speaking of people who want out of AEW, have you guys seen this little tidbit that apparently Daniel Garcia, according to Dave Meltzer, is his re-signing is not as strong as it once was amidst speculation of a potential WWE move. He said, I don't think they want to put him on TV until he makes the commitment. I wouldn't say that the surety or the strong confidence that he was signing, I wouldn't say it's as strong, but I wouldn't say he's leaving either. Just typical Dave Meltzer circular speech. But it's not as strong as it was a month ago. He may leave if they believe someone's not going to sign, and that's why a lot of people you don't see. There's a reason that you don't, because the belief is that when their contracts are up, they're going to go. And if that's the case, then Tony's not just going to put them on TV. Well, except this guy, he had take out his biggest star on pay-per-view. Take him out. And he hadn't signed yet. So if that is the last we see of Daniel Garcia, he's going to hit WWE TV fresh off putting MJF on the shelf.
No one saw that either, though.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
Nobody saw that either.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Phil.
Oh, good. Oh, sorry. I was
No,
going
go
to say,
ahead.
I responded to this. I quote tweeted this, and I was like, okay, WWE doesn't want to sign Garcia. They're working dirt sheets, so
Why would
AEW keeps investing in and pushing people like this, like Garcia. B, they're trying to recreate the failed bidding war of 2024 with the dirt sheets and pass it on to Garcia. That's my belief, conspiracy theory. C, Garcia has been on AEW TV this entire time, other than 2 weeks ago, or for 2 weeks. So by Dave's logic, he's staying with AEW. And D, Meltzer admits that unlike WWE, where they send Ricochet off with a great angle and the possibility of a return, etc., TK and AEW actively bury people off of TV when it becomes apparent they're leaving or when they don't re-sign right away. You couldn't be more of a dumb F-word idiot stooge than Dave Meltzer. And then I played a flute.
Absolutely.
Yep. Well, on this show, we like Awful made us a little jingle that we like to play called "That's Dave for You."
Dave saw Kenny in the Bucks and his tongue just came out in that video. Hey, wow.
Yep,
He's
that
like
is,
A
you
little bit
guys
of
will
drool on the chin. I saw it.
He
Now,
was thirsting, man.
Daniel Garcia, they're wanting him to be a tough guy so badly. When he had that whole thing with MJF where he was like, powering out, and they wanted to give him the Austin moment with the blood, and this is the guy you're saying is a tough guy. This is James Murray from the Practical Jokers. This is Daniel Garcia This is James Murray.
Same dude. Oh, that's not the same guy. I thought you're hold on. Show the. Oh, okay. So Daniel Garcia. Okay.
Oh, I thought he was just
Daniel
in mid here.
Garcia. Okay. So
Yeah.
what are you showing me here, Marv? I'm not quite
Well,
sure.
no,
Daniel
no.
Garcia.
Let's be real here, Phil. Murr is in better shape.
He is legit.
I love showing that comparison because they literally are the same person. But yeah, I don't think WWE would have an interest in him, but you never know. Triple H does love his internet darlings. Maybe he sees something I don't know. He'd know better than I would.
If they wanted him, it's not super bad. It's not badly like Dave wants everybody to believe. It's a super simple reason. The NXT kids can only get in but so many reps. And now that they're on the road and now that they're on network TV, the more people they have who have worked TV doesn't mean that, it doesn't mean that it's great TV, but they have TV and live crowd experience. So that's really the value that bringing in a Garcia has for the WWE. Listen, at the end of the day, Triple H can get on the phone and call Jericho and go, "Hey, what can you tell me about this kid?" Because for as much as
you think he'd call Jericho? I hate no.
Well, I guess they talk now, but at the end of the day, for as much as we rag on Jericho did elevate Garcia. It was Tooney who dropped the ball and lost all of his momentum.
Well, somebody who knows a lot about Daniel Garcia because he draws him for the Jim Cornette experience and Jim Cornette's drive-thru. Our good friend joining the panel right now, Travis Eckel.
Travis.
Hey, Travis.
Hello, guys. Daniel Garcia, the most boring person in the world to ever draw anything.
Yeah, do you get tired of doing stick figures whenever Jim talks about him? Or?
He's utterly boring. God.
How do you make a Daniel Garcia thumbnail exciting or entertaining, Travis? Because it's the only entertaining thing he's ever been in.
I'm trying to think of all the ones I've done of him, but gosh, nothing stands out because he's so boring.
Yeah.
Are y'all making fun of why the WWE would want him? Is that what y'all were talking about?
I don't think they want him.
Yeah.
No, I don't think that, but
we're trying to talk. Yeah, we're talking about whether or not the WWE would actually want him to be around, whether or not he's going to re-sign with AEW. I think he's honestly holding out for more money from Tooney, and I think he'll get it. I think Tooney is going to give him whatever he needs to stay.
Really?
It depends. He'll give anyone anything to stay.
I don't know, man. I'm kind of hoping
that NXT, man.
I'm kind of hoping that he's fighting unemployment at this point. I mean, geez, you know what? Travis is 1,000% right. Boring. That's the only word to describe Daniel Garcia. And giving him a raise for what he's doing lately. Why? What is this man's gimmick? What is his existence? I don't understand what the appeal is to even for AEW fans of Daniel Garcia. I don't see it.
You don't understand how exciting watching a man rub his junk on another man's forehead is?
I must have missed that class. I don't know. Jesus.
That's money, brother.
You know what Mad Mage just pointed out in the chat is exactly what I think is going to happen here. Buddy Matthews wanted to leave, but Tooney threw $1 bajillion at him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and if WWE says, and they just slip it out to the sheets, yeah, we want Garcia, and they don't, but their mind is like, well, yeah, let them give this guy a bunch of money that he doesn't
Right.
I need a censor button over here. They give him a bunch of money that he shouldn't get, and then it like runs and they go, oh, WWE's interested in him, and Meltzer can go, yeah, Tooney, oh yeah, he's interested in him, and then they just like put more stock and then put him on TV more, and then all it does is mess AEW up more and more because that stuff isn't working. That's my conspiracy theory. Dude. That's my black helicopter moment. I think that's what they're doing, but I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong.
Bomb, baby.
If I'm Tony Khan,
go ahead, Awful.
Records let me see what's going on because I don't believe you're getting any contacts from WWE. I need to see your gallery.
For real. It's some of these guys might just dangle the carrot and Tooney panics and opens up the purse strings and pays them
because they know he's a money mark.
Mm-hmm. Well, and they all know how to play him. I mean, they know how to play him to get what they want, and they know how to play him to get out. Remember when William Regal when Tony's mom was in the hospital and William Regal started talking about the importance of family and how he wanted to go be with his son.
Yeah, he just tweeted something about that just now, like when we were on the air, actually. Regal was responding to some fan who was like, I don't know, you have to read it. He gave a huge like paragraph, and then QT Marshall retweeted it and was like, everything Regal's saying is true. I was in front office at the time. So he's like, to make everything clear, Tony Khan asked me to come to AEW. I should dig it up. It happened while we were on the air here, but
oh, well, no, look it. I'll look it up.
Yeah, look it up. Sorry, I should have had it. I should have had it ready. But yeah, William Regal was responding to someone talking about just that just a moment ago.
I'm
sure someone will dig it up here. FYI, although it serves some people's agendas and having a massive amount of people who work in AEW that can only back me up, I went to AEW to help because Bryan Danielson asked me to. Please find me one person who can say otherwise. I arrived at 10 a.m. until 6:15 to train anyone who wanted to come. Apart from going to the restroom and refilling my water container, I never attended a single production meeting, as I knew if I were to stay there, I needed people to realize I was only there to help. Nor did I ask a single question about anybody that works there's contract status. I helped at the ring with what any of the talent needed. I showered and got into a suit by 6:30, then watched the monitor with everyone else. I'm giving you the right to ask anyone who works backstage or talent, the right to ask them if I did anything but help with no agenda. Feel free. I also didn't call Tony when his mom was ill. He called me, and as soon as he told me where I was, I ended the phone call, and we spoke 2 weeks later. Dang, so that's a huge narrative shift right there. FYI, my deal was up in December 28. That's when I left. These are all facts I can prove. Anyone trying to twist this has the right to check this out. I'm friendly with 60% plus of the talent.
I believe that.
That's a very limited pool of people there. Feel free to do some real research. And
the
QT confirm this.
Yeah, the other 40%, they can all F off.
It's no wonder why Tony Khan made no mention of Steven Regal leaving the company. He didn't say word one about it because he knew exactly what Steven Regal just elaborated on. It would make him look bad.
Regal says he's out there by the ring. He's out there by the ring waiting for talent that wants to work on stuff and train. How many of them do you think actually took him up on it?
Not many.
3.
Not enough.
Less than 10.
I mean, that's the common misnomer between a lot of older vets that have been in AEW, that they've offered their services, they offer to talk to people, and they just don't care. I mean, when you don't want to learn from William Regal, I mean, do you even really want to wrestle at that point?
Correct. Yeah, 100%. You're right.
And that's part of the shame. It's part of the overpaying people who don't even deserve to be on TV. As we know, I've gotten reports firsthand. You're telling Jerry Lynn that you're asking Jerry Lynn what's he ever done. If it wasn't for Jerry Lynn, half those monkeys wouldn't even be on TV.
Right. Jeez.
What about Tully Blanchard said that he tried to help people and nobody wants to hear it.
Yeah.
Listen, we can joke about Bret being miserable, but when Bret Hart offers his services to be an agent, you turn him down? What?
Wait, did that happen? Bret Hart said he wanted to be an agent, and they said no?
According to Bret said he offered his services as an agent, and they turned him down.
Well, yeah, I wasn't actually going to give him any advice on what to do in the ring. I was going to teach them all how to complain backstage, how to hold a grudge.
But they were already so great at it.
They're all so great at it.
I was like, you guys are the masters, not me. I can learn from you.
They taught me new ways to complain.
They taught me how to cry on Twitter. They taught me how to cry on Reddit.
They got this kid there. His name's Jack Perry. Oh, my God. He's the best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be, Jack.
Real tears.
At setting up the ring.
Oh my goodness. Or he'll be do you think he I firmly believe FTR has never actually met him.
It's just
or if they have if they have he doesn't actually know who they are. Oh yeah, thanks a lot, kid. Yeah, stay in school, all right? Like a little boy had a mustache. But all right, we got some more super chats that we've got to get through because you guys are being so incredibly generous tonight. John JID 999 for 199, power to the 199, says the 10-year-old me is so happy with Jey Uso's win. Well, good.
What about the 21-year-old?
Yeah, it's also true. Is he? Scully Vibes for $2 says shout out the podcast Avengers Assembled. That is how I like to think about this group we've assembled here today. More Avengers, less Thunderbolts. Oh God!
Come on now, Marvin. That's not very fair. Thunderbolts looks like a great picture. It'll probably draw $1 million.
Oh yeah,
yeah,
right.
One.
When I watched that and it was all Widow LePew. And like no Bucky almost. Like I was just like, man, this is just Black Widow 2. It is just Black Widow 2. You know what? I'm glad for Florence Pugh because she got famous enough where she was now able to pretend. She was able to stop pretending that she found Zach Braff's Adam's apple attractive. So good for her for getting out of that. But yeah, I don't want to see that movie, but I have to because I have a movie channel. Ruben Hart for $5. for the 5K and for Tooney Talk being in my way in life. Cue in music. Fantastic. Thank you guys so much. The Rabbit Wolverine LC Killer 17 for $5. Congrats for 5K. And now bring out the Jack Daniels and strippers. They're already here. Well,
I already got the Jack.
Yeah, at least the Jack Daniels is here. But weirdly enough, the stripper that Awful sent over was also named Jack Daniels.
Yes.
I don't know.
Indeed.
Not a glowy for $5 says congrats on the 5K. Shout out to Jey Uso. Well, you gave me money, so you're allowed to say that. Andre Adams for $4.99. Congrats, and is the Saudi Prince popping through? Saudi Prince will be back whenever WWE rolls back into Saudi. That's when I decided I'm not gonna make that a regular character, the Saudi Prince, but you know we'll have him out there here and there.
They will find you.
Yes. MJ, yeah, I'm trying to make it very, very sparingly. MJG for $9.99 says, congrats, guys. Very impressive. I said enough today on X, so I'll just say congrats. And what comes first, the AEW TV deal announcement or 10K for Tooneytown? I am going to say, MJ from NJ, that
be real, Marv.
The TV deal's coming first. I'm sorry. Like that's we've got, I don't think we're hitting 10K before January. And if they don't have a deal by January, then they don't got a deal. So
I don't know. Last week we told them to like, share, and subscribe, and all of a sudden we were 3 away.
That is true. That is true. You guys are. I should never underestimate you guys. You've proven time and time again how dedicated you are. Redisaurus for $5 says, congrats on the 5K subs, Marvin. With Jay being IC champ, I have to ask, should Solo Sikoa have had a reign as US champ between late 2022 and 2023? I don't know about that, but I think that it might be in his future. I don't think Solo, when Roman was champion, Solo didn't need a belt. Solo was there as the insurance policy. He was the bodyguard. Solo having a belt would have taken him away. Solo existed to serve Roman's needs, and having a belt means you have to serve your own needs. Am I wrong there?
I agree.
Yeah. BT23 for $2. Can someone explain the new BCC story led by Mox? Well, they apparently really like quoting Austrian painters.
There's a movie from about 22 years ago called Romper Stomper. So watch that, and you'll understand what's going on. And then just right now, private parties there to catch. I don't even think we can say it on YouTube. Private party is there to be sacrificed, and if someone has half a brain,
lynched.
I didn't think we could say it. That's why I didn't say it.
Oh, we can't say that. Oh boy.
Who knows? You never know.
I meant David Lynch.
Yes.
Right.
Famous director.
Yeah. So look, at the end of the day, it is we're a heel stable that's going to take over the company angle that's being run at the same time the Bucks are running, and we're a heel stable that's going to take over the company angle. It's so nice we did it twice.
It would be so awesome if they brought Will Hobbs into the group.
Andre Adams for $20 says, I am never going to let go of the fact that Jack Perry's gimmick includes a short bus. What is the over-under on him sitting in the back licking windows wearing a bike helmet and mittens?
Craig's and beans.
Oh my God! Yes, I would say there isn't even an over under. That is what happens. That is what happens in his daily life. And nobody will say anything about it because his daddy was on 90210.
Especially
he
around
was also
Christmas.
Rick Jones on the Incredible Hulk cartoon. Did a great job.
Yes. What were we saying, Phil?
I just said, especially around Christmas.
Yes.
He's licking windows with mittens on. Okay, never. Mike Elvin.
Cue the car crash.
Kevin Haggerty for $10 says best Tooney Town moment was when you did your Ric Flair impression in Paisanos, especially the part where you talked about the interaction Flair had with Dolph Ziggler. I don't remember that. I don't remember that, but I mean, I vaguely remember us talking about it.
When he was hammered.
Well, no, I remember the incident that Ric Flair had. I don't remember our discussion of it with the Ric Flair. I'm sure I was doing the Flair voice and screaming into the microphone, but you know,
good job, you.
Now, y'all did see Ric Flair dumped Fifi, didn't you?
Yeah, I saw it. At this point, he's going to end up with more wives than he had world championships, but you know, more power to. What must marriage to that man be like?
Oh, just nonstop.
Was it a marriage
bar tab.
though? I thought it was like a partnership type of ceremony.
Oh, were they not?
had.
Were they not married? Did he actually learn a lesson? I remember seeing the wedding picture because he's like really grossly like French kissing her, like his tongue is like all over her face.
And he came out to Ric Flair drip.
Yeah.
Did he really?
At his own wedding, yeah.
Good Lord. It was destined to fail.
Do you think there was a prenup, guys? Or do you think like every time he'd ever get married, Kevin and I would do the same thing, like, no, this is love.
I love it. I'm so in love. This is the real thing.
I'm sure that this time.
That's right.
That man's alimony payments, man. What must they be like? Every single.
He probably took the only diamond out of his last world championship to give it to her.
Oh,
Jesus. Listen, I'm in love. I met this lady. She's kind of a sorceress. She wears all black and she hangs out with a crow. And all she wants is my #1 dime. Yes, I just referenced
DuckTales reference. Nice.
Yep. Let me tell you, I'm showing Mrs. Movie Monster the DuckTales reboot now from the last couple of years. And oh my God, that show is so good. It's so good. It's made with so much love for the original. And it's a topic for another day and for another show. John Williams for $9.99 says best moment of the show was Triple H revealing his backup plan and mentions his secret lab. And Tooney said, "You have a secret lab?" And Triple H, genuinely confused, said, "Do you not?" I also don't remember that, but I'm sure it happened. I don't remember most of these things because like I'm always on to the next thing. So yeah. But I love that you guys are shooting out moments that you guys enjoyed. That makes me really happy. BT23 for $5 felt like Roman Cody promo would have been better if Roman was an actual star at GT or if GT was a steady good team in ACC.
Agreed.
What is GT?
Georgia Tech.
Oh, okay. Yeah. All right. So that's a sports ball thing. That explains why. Any of you guys want to field that one because that's way out of my wheelhouse.
Oh, I mean, just him having the football flashbacks during that promo was hilarious.
Oh yeah.
I mean, the setup, the beginning of it was very cheesy. I mean, it ended up being a very cool moment, and I liked the standoff and what they were saying to each other. Cody kind of putting him on the ropes. I thought that was interesting. But the whole lead up with the 5 Escalades or 6 Escalades or whatever, and then him coming out with the football flashbacks, I don't know. It was just corny as hell.
By the way, can we all
brother?
Can we all just say, just definitively, F Kevin Dunn? That guy was very clearly just collecting a paycheck for so many decades because the things they have done since he left, my goodness, the way this production has changed.
Yeah, well, I think we used to talk about all the time. It's like once 2006 hit, we felt like they were going backwards. That's when they started doing the dumb like the dumb shaky cam thing when people would get hit with chairs, and it's like, what are you doing?
Yeah, when Spirit Squad became a thing, that's when WWE just started falling off for years after that.
You know what the thing is I don't even think it's the fact that Dunn was a bad producer or anything like that. I think his problem was it seemed like he didn't listen to anybody's new ideas.
That's it.
Which is very much in the vein of like a Vince or whatever, because he was his own Vince of his own fiefdom. Like at one point, he had 5 different branches of the company underneath his command.
Yeah,
and it's kind of like, dude, if you're not listening to anyone, no wonder this stuff looks like shit.
Yep.
Sorry. I remember I remember reading a story about Jennifer Peppermint actually before I actually really knew who she was. It was she brought her daytime Emmy into the office at WWE, and apparently Kevin Dunn threw a fit about it. Not because it's like not allowed or anything, just because he's jealous that he doesn't have an Emmy. And he got a bee in his bonnet about that and about her, like from that point on.
Wow.
So I mean, you know, we hear Cornette talk about his Kevin Dunn stories, and the guy just sounds like the worst human being to have to work with on any professional level.
Right.
I love the Cornette story where the production meeting where he's like, Jim, I find you exhausting. He's like, well, listen here, you Bucky Beaver looking mother. Like, it's just the best. It's just the best Jim story. Cody Duffy says, show is fire. A lightning bolt literally just hit outside my window. Well, I hope you're okay, man. That sounds
He was
rough.
able to super chat. I think he's all right.
Yeah. If you're able to super chat about it, you're probably fine. All right, we are going to move on, and we'll get to the rest of the super chats a little bit later. But first, we have got another little clip to play for you guys. So hold on one second. I'm going to take us all out and then bring us all back in afterward.
We're moving along here on the Tooney Talk Wrestling 5,000 subscriber celebration. Thanks to all of you for your generosity tonight. Seriously, you are the greatest audience known to man. And we interrupt this stream to bring you a breaking news flash from Dave Schmeltzer of the Wrestling Slop Server newsletter. Oh, what fresh hell is this?
Hi, guys.
Dave, what the hell do you want?
I was just stopping in with some, insight on the future of Tooneytown Wrestling.
You have no sources inside Tooneytown Wrestling. You have no insight into how my business works. Please take your bullcrap somewhere else.
That's what you want people to think. You'd love to silence the people's voice of unbiased journalism and continue to run this channel as you see fit, wouldn't you?
What?
My sources within Tooneytown Wrestling have confirmed that this channel will pass 5,000 subscribers sometime before the end of 2024.
Riveting stuff, Dave.
Also, at that time, there will be a special live stream celebration with some special guests, one of which is reported to be the guy who plays that flute when he talks about me.
That would be Phil Mox of Pro Wrestle Times, who's here right now.
What?
Dave, we hit 5,000 subscribers last week, and you're on the 5,000 subscriber celebration right now.
No.
As always, you're late to the party, though that's typically because nobody invited you.
Well, last week is technically before the end of 2024, right?
Technically, yes, but you announced it right after the fact.
And you are holding a 5,000 subscriber celebration, right?
Yes, right now. You're interrupting it.
Then that means I was right. Woohoo!
Will somebody get this idiot out of here?
Woo! Dave. That'll be $14.99, please.
All right, cut the feed and let's get back into our topics for the night. Oh, good old Dave Schmeltzer of the Wrestling Slop Server newsletter. Phil Mox getting a shout out on that one.
Dude, your voice in that's so funny, dude. I was rolling.
Adding the tongue to the Dave Schmeltzer puppet is one of I think the best things I've ever done for the show.
It looks like the real Dave.
Once you added the tongue, it actually did. It looks. I used
that's so
Travis's thumbnails as like a model because he always has the tongue hanging out, and I was like, it works so well because now every time he talks, like the tongue just flaps around. Oh, it worked so perfectly. I'm so glad.
Dude, it popped me when he's like, yeah, I don't know. He's like, yeah, I heard you got 5K subs. You're like, dang.
By the end of 2024.
Yeah, it's just hilarious, dude.
Oh man,
I showed my wife his room, and she had to leave because she was so nervous.
Oh,
She was like, "That makes me nervous. I can't even look at a guy's room." She goes, "How does he work?" I went, "I don't think he does."
Today, while I was like putting the video together, I'm looking at the background in the office, and I'm like, my God, like I can't even imagine walking in that room. Like, could you imagine like how many things you trip over or just like, knock over as you make your way from the door to the chair?
oh, he has to dance from one room to the other. I imagine there's just paper and boxes everywhere.
You think the whole house looks like that or just his office?
Yeah.
He's living the bachelor
right?
life. There's clothes all over the couch. TV's still on all the damn time.
Isn't he married
The
though?
fridge is empty. No, I thought he got
was. No,
He was. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's not anymore. But what was the quote? Jim Cornette said, "If Dave Meltzer loved his wife the way he loves Kenny Omega, he'd still have a wife."
Oh, Jesus. Fantastic.
Yeah, just one of the more memorable.
Jim Cornette off
quotes.
the top rope.
Yeah, yeah. All right. So as a little treat for 5,000 subscribers, I wanted to do a little retrospective thing, very, very briefly. I wanted to share the first ever Tooney Town Wrestling video that I put up as kind of like the announcement for the channel, and our first song parody to just kind of see where we started and how far we've come. So if you guys will indulge me, and if the chat will, permit it, I would like to play that for you guys right now.
It's the roast of Marv's first video.
Yeah, pretty much. Look at this terrible graphic that I made. Like it's off. It gets atrocious. I had these cartoon versions like commissioned beforehand, but like this is terrible. This is so like man, I did not know what I was doing in Canva yet. But,
Shout out to the artist, I guess.
Yeah.
Hello, I'm Marvin, and I'm the
Holy shit.
Oh my God. Oh, lighting. I did not know anything about lighting yet or sound. Listen to the sound. It sounds like Awful's mic.
I was just gonna say
Your production, AEW.
Yeah. This let me tell you something, man. This is me learning on the spot. Okay.
Yeah.
This was me like figuring it out as I go along because I had no idea what I was doing.
This was before the
I'm an
WBD
old school
deal.
wrestling.
This is for what?
This is before the WBD deal.
Yes.
Fan who likes to poke fun at some of the more ridiculous elements of modern wrestling. I'm here to
Okay, so I'm gonna give a little nitpicky thing here. I can't stand the way I'm puppeteering right now. My eye focus is off, and so when you puppeteer, you're really only supposed to drop your thumb in the jaw, in the bottom jaw, because when we talk, the
Marv,
tops
you're
of our heads.
self-deprecating.
I know the tops of our heads don't flop back. So, and it's an eye contact thing also, because if the top is flopping back, the eye focus is completely gone. So, another little thing. And you could tell that I'm not using a microphone because you can hear the plastic mouth plate click together, and it's driving me crazy.
today to make a huge announcement. I'm launching a brand new wrestling YouTube channel that will take a
Where the hell are you looking, man? Where the hell are you looking?
look at some of the funniest sides of modern wrestling while paying.
What was that?
This is pretty good.
I love the fact that you have like.
What was that, Mish?
I love the fact that you sound like a Minnesota trucker all of a sudden. Like,
right? Because it's like it went from like me putting on like a real like to just kind of like it just naturally kind of fell into my real voice. Like
I'll take a cotton of red apples. And,
yeah, yeah. It sounded like I smoked like 12 packs a day.
WWE, AEW, and what the hell?
GK, Tony Khan, wrestling savior, and he's
Oh,
the
man.
Bob. Yeah.
The dance was far less choreographed back then. Like I've got a whole like thing worked out now. He's just wearing the t-shirt. I don't like that at all. I also very clear the idea was always before every single recording to just take a handful of flour and just chuck it in the puppet's face. So I clearly did that here.
Yeah.
He's TK. Tooney Khan's giving wrestlers hugs, and he might be on drugs. Yeah, he's TK.
Completely not in sync with the music, but it works.
Hello, Internet Wrestling fans. It's me, the savior of real pro wrestling, the avatar of virtuous business practices, and the owner of the world's most sweet-ass swing set, Tooney Khan.
Oh, I forgot about the sweet-ass swing set. I used to say that all the time in the original Tooney Khan Twitter account. I used to always be like, well, now you can't come to my sweet-ass swing set.
What the hell? Tooney, what are you doing here?
Well, Mr. Monster, when I heard you were launching a wrestling YouTube channel, I feared for my life, and I knew that I had to take action right away. If there's any kind of wrestling news outlet, I immediately need to have a stake in it to make sure that it reports my truth. So I used my dad's money to purchase a controlling interest in your channel so that I can make sure that the content here will be fair and balanced.
What? How is that even possible?
It's a terrible cut.
All things are possible with a rich dad, and I'm here to speak up for real pro wrestling, to counter your biased nonsense with the absolute truth. With my help, this channel will become as fair and objective as the Wrestling Observer and Fightful.
This can't be happening. It can't be real.
This will be a channel that touts my incredible success. Like, did you know that I grossed $170 million this year?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, how much did you spend?
Irrelevant!
Listen, Tooney.
This was 9 months ago, guys. This was
Marv,
9
did you record in your
months
kitchen?
ago. I don't remember. I don't even remember where I recorded this. I think it was in my old office at my old house.
Under a bridge.
Yeah, for real. I wasn't using a microphone. I think I was recording directly into the camera.
Yeah,
yeah, that'll do it.
What are you doing? Hello?
Oh,
Tooney Khan.
Hold on, I'm doing a Sean Ross Sapp.
Oh boy.
The green screen is so bad.
And this image is a legend.
This image is what?
Alleged.
This image is a legend.
Yes.
Listen, this isn't going to be another one of those YouTube channels that kisses your ass and spouts off whatever nonsense spin you want to put on events.
Marvin, buddy, you can't succeed as a wrestling YouTuber with that kind of attitude. You need the objective, no-nonsense takes of what culture wrestling and wrestling with regret.
Those channels do nothing more than blast WWE and praise you.
Exactly.
Look, I don't care if your dad bought you a piece of this channel. I'm going to praise things when they're good and blast things when they're bad. That goes for both WWE and you.
And you are more than welcome to do so. And I promise that my Daniel Bryan Danielson will only fine you a little bit for each infraction. But I'm also going to be right here with you to offer real wrestling's rebuttals to all of your nonsense takes.
Originally, I was going to have the Headlock Headlines where I was going to do the news, and then I was going to have Real Wrestling's Rebuttals, which was going to be Tooney's like separate show. And then I realized that the better thing would be to have the characters all kind of bounce off each other instead of separating them. So.
I know the goal for everybody is to have like the most polished of shows, but there is something absolutely charming about the way this has that gritty, grungy feel. It feels
Right?
like a 90s indie flick, like something you'd see that your friends made. You know what I mean? As opposed to a big time producer like a Kevin Dunn or something. But
why did any of you subscribe?
oh, it's charming. It was fucking charming.
Oh,
It's funny as
man.
shit, dude. Yeah.
You know, Marvin, it was Jim Henson's birthday this week.
It's today.
So is it today?
It is
So
today.
I appreciate the crudeness of it because I love watching those old Muppets, like with Big Bear with the pinhead.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Orange Oscar
Sam and
stuff.
Friends. Yeah.
So I kind of like the crudeness. I think it's kind of a homage to Jim Henson today. So
Oh,
when he
you know what?
first started out.
I like that, Travis. Thank you. That makes me feel better about how terrible this is.
That's the way this is going to go. It's fine. Can I just finish this announcement, please?
Oh, yeah, of course.
Speak for yourself, Mish.
Thank you. Anyway, this new channel is now officially launched, and it's called
Tooney Town Wrestling!
What? No, it's not. That is not the name of this channel. We're not putting that on any kind of graphic or son of a bitch.
Welcome to Tooney Town Wrestling, your #1 source for my approved wrestling news. So be sure to like, share, subscribe, click that little bell icon so that you never miss any of my opinions or my facts about what real pro wrestling really is.
That's not what we're doing here.
Hit the music!
TK. Tooney, wrestling savior, and he's the Bob.
And the audio levels are off. It's great.
Oh,
I like
it's terrible.
Great. I don't know, man.
It's so bad. I can't.
I like how Tony Khan is always.
Sorry, go ahead.
It's always what?
He's always holding his junk.
Yeah, so I pinned the other arm because they're live hand puppets, right? So they are they're meant to be operated by two people. So for instance, like the Tooney puppet, the puppeteer would use their right hand to control the jaw and their left hand in one of the hands, and then a second puppeteer comes up and it works the right hand, and they have to kind of work in conjunction with each other. Now, obviously, I don't have a second puppeteer.
Very
so
similar
I
to
just
P. Diddy instruction.
Oh, I thought that's why you were getting married, so you could have a second puppeteer.
You know what? She asked me one time if I wanted her to do that, and I was like, "No, I don't think you need to be involved in this. I don't think you need to be there while I have a puppet like snort cocaine."
Baby powder, Marv.
That's right.
Yes. It's flour actually. It's like all-purpose flour is all of the Tony Khan. But yeah, so like that's how the live hand puppets typically work. So what I did was I stuffed them full of fiber fill and just pinned the arm to to the side.
His junk.
And it works. Yeah, it works better now. But yeah, back then it was just so bare bones. Oh my goodness. All right. So should I play the now, I don't think I was going to play Tony the Snowman, but I think it might get us dinged for copyright by whoever owns Frosty the Snowman. So, but that was our first big thing, was the song parody. You know which one I think I can play. You know which one I think I could play actually. It's the shortest one, which I think will kind of be good for the live stream, because I don't think I ever got dinged on a copyright on this one. So hold on one second. This is one of my favorites. This Ref Aubrey. Hold on. A referee counts to 3, you see, unless that ref is Ref Aubrey. She'll strike a pose, that's how it goes for the famous Aubrey. Ed points, she'll prance around the ring just like a clown, then order a DMCA takedown. Look any place in the face, she's the famous Aubrey. Ed points, AEW botches knows her by another name. She goes by Donald Stevens then, but still can't hide her fame. A referee counts to 3, you see, unless she's a selfish CUNT. Wrestling's what you came to see. Well, tough shit, kid. Watch the famous Aubrey Ed White. So there you go. Good Lord. I actually filmed that at my parents' house. I was home for Christmas, and I was like, I gotta do more stuff for this new channel. So yeah, I did that whole thing. So there you go, guys. A little look behind the scenes. On Patreon, actually, for the higher tiers, I do director's commentaries for every episode of Headlock Headlines. So that's like a regular thing that I do, where I walk you through like the technical aspect of the show, kind of similar to what I just did here.
After you did that at your parents' house, do they still talk to you?
My parents have walked in on me doing way weirder things than that.
I bet they did.
Is that on the Patreon too?
Back then, didn't they?
I have gotten the "this is my male heir" look from my father many times.
But
Pete Miro for $50
feels like a wood plank.
Thank you so much, Pete. He says, I don't know much to say. I discovered this channel over the summer and I've tried to catch Chet every week since. Congrats on the success. Thank you, man. Oh, man. The generosity on display tonight has just been out of this world from you guys. You guys are seriously, well, you know what? I'm going to let Chad Gable tell you.
Oh, thank you! Oh, thank you! Thank you! Thank you! Thank you! Thank you! Oh, thank you! Oh, thank you! Oh, thank you!
Man, it's hard to believe that didn't get over, right? All right. So moving along, guys, it is time for my we are going to get to the rest of the super chats in a little bit, but first it is time to move on to my favorite regular segment of the week. Guys, it's time to check in on the CEO with this week's issue of the Mone Mag. CEO. Oh man. So are you guys now, Phil, Mish, are you and Travis, are you guys familiar with the publication known as the Mone Mag?
I am. It's I've seen a couple of issues now of this wonderful 2024 e-zine that she's dropping from her Microsoft Word document.
Not a newsletter. Let the record show, not a newsletter.
No.
Right?
No.
Travis, have you heard of the Mone Mag?
I have, and it is the most interesting thing I've ever heard in my life. Sarcastic.
Yeah.
No, it
Phil,
just shows. I've never seen the ego on some person wrestling like her. She's at work, I tell you, but she's fun to draw too.
So much fun. Phil, have you had any experience with the Mone Mag?
So, okay, isn't that the name of her podcast or something?
So it is an e-zine that she puts out weekly.
Oh, so like I saw a thumbnail that looked like the cover of a magazine, and I thought that was just her making like a clever sort of promotional thumb for the new episode of her podcast. It's an actual digital magazine, is what you're telling me.
So yes, she claims it's not a newsletter, but I have to tell you guys, it's 100%.
Yeah, it's just a newsletter, dude. I didn't know that was a thing even. So let's go.
Oh, all right. So
I used to subscribe to the Brooklyn Brawler Weekly.
What kind of hard-hitting journalism was in the Brooklyn Brawler Weekly, Awful?
He lost every week.
Oh.
Brooklyn Brawler Weekly, I've heard very weekly. Sorry.
Yeah.
That would have killed on the pro show. So Mone Mag, Volume 2, Issue 15. From the desk of the CEO. Hey, Money Makers. It's been a wild week, and I got some incredible updates to share with you all. From mentorship in women's wrestling to Pearl Jam concerts at Fenway Park to business plans interrupted, we got a lot to talk about. But first, just a quick reminder to the press, when crediting us, please remember to reference us as Mone Mag because we are, after all, a digital magazine, not a newsletter. All right, now let's talk Mone. Bailey.
Is this real? Are you guys ribbing me? Is this a real thing?
This is her actual
Bill, this is as
my
real
God.
as a real as a heart attack.
This is
and
my
it gets
hell.
sent to you like this in like a Google
no. So Dis sends it to me because I didn't want to actually subscribe to this.
No shit.
Dis sends it to me in Google Drive, and then I download it into a Google Doc.
Okay. Because I'm like, dude, and so this is like, oh my God, sorry. Keep going.
But that's the way it's presented. Are you talking about that giant space? That's how she presents it.
Yeah.
That is not any alteration. That
and
is
like in
actually
just
how
the
she
opening
is.
paragraph too, like saying, okay, please remember this isn't a newsletter.
Not
like
a newsletter.
This is crazy, man. Holy, go ahead. Sorry.
I would
didn't mean to
love.
interrupt. I can't believe this is
no.
real.
We interrupt the Mone Mag all the time. It is the best time to interrupt anything because, yeah. Bailey, women's wrestling's true boss. And there we are. Oh my God. Aren't we like so cute? I mean, like mostly me, but like not really her, but like also kind of her. Cause like, yeah, she's like cute. You know, like a puppy's cute. The subject of Bailey coaching the WWE women's roster one day came up in conversation recently. one day came up in conversation recently.
One day came in conversation recently.
All I can say is that she's been like a natural leader for years, and that coaching is something she's always talked about. I see her opening her own wrestling school someday. I saw it in the Crystals. They like told me, they were like, Bailey, like she's gonna have a wrestling school. I was like, cool. WWE, if not being an actual WWE executive when she hangs up her boots, even now, Bailey's the go-to person backstage, always ready to help and elevate the women around her. She's unselfish and passionate, which is like the total opposite of everything that I am. Like, why are we friends? She's constantly working to push the women's division forward as a whole, not just herself. And I'm doing like the exact total opposite in AEW right now. That's a true
I've
role
learned nothing
model.
from her.
Yeah. Like the irony of her saying this line.
Oh my God.
There's no self-awareness, right?
Nope.
Oh no.
That's a true role model and real leadership. When you talk about women's movement in life, not just wrestling, Bailey epitomizes what it needs and to be and should be. And then she talks about Natalya. Wait, that's why she's called the boat. I was gonna skip this, but now I can't. And on that note, let's not forget about Natalya, the OG. I call her that because she's like so old. She's been leading the women's division for years. SI called her the gatekeeper of wrestling for a reason. If you can't hold your own in a match with Natalya, you're not gonna make it.
Well, how did she make it?
Oh, yeah, exactly. Like, I'm sure she didn't. She wrestled pretty much every woman in the business and is so giving in the ring. And like, I'm so taking in the ring. So it was like a perfect match. Like Bailey, she's unselfish and committed to helping the next generation of women succeed. Along with being the gatekeeper, it's no coincidence she's called the boat. She makes us all better inside and out of the ring. What is boat? Best of all time?
Yeah.
She can't be the GOAT because like I'm the GOAT. So like I'm the greatest, but she can be like the best because like like when you like eat like a potato chip and you're like, that was like the best potato chip. And like you don't really like mean it, I don't know. Thank God she's weighing in on this.
Oh, I can't wait to hear this.
AEW and Warner Brothers. As for AEW and Warner Brothers, money changes everything. And ever since Mercedes Moné hit the scene, the business has been on fire. Yes, it's burning down.
Burning to the ground.
Dumpster fire.
Dumpster fires are also on fire. So yes, she's correct. Have fun with that, my Moné haters. We are having fun with it right now.
I'm not.
Everybody,
well, you're not a hater.
Follow. we need like a jingle for this. That's like the Ned Flanders song with the hens love roosters, geese love ganders, everyone else loves Ned Flanders, and then Homer pops up and goes, "Not me." Like that's gotta be kept. Seriously.
Well, she is Bob like Homer.
That is true.
Jesus.
The future of wrestling looks bright, and it's just exciting to see where wrestling is going to be in the next 5 years. AEW has come so far, and these rumors flying around about their next big moves, I'm here for it. I'm so excited to see where we end up, but we gotta stay patient. The company's just 5 years
on the
old.
unemployment line.
I defy anyone to compare our progress at this mark to any other company, past or present. I love she's saying like progress because you've been there so long in the trenches with them, right, Mercedes? Like her and Paige, like both came in with the same attitude of like, this is my house. And I'm like, no, like if anything, it's Britt Baker's house. Like as much I don't like her, but with our talent roster and this move, I also think more opportunities will come as WB and Discovery are big ponds to play in. Ponds are like dirty though, like geese like poop in them, so I don't like going them. AEW already has a ton of programming and content to offer, but there's a lot of potential and room for more. Your CEO is here to help with all of it. All right, so what has she told us here, guys?
Nothing.
What
Nothing.
insight have we gleaned from this article?
That she has no concept of what's going on with AEW and Warner Brothers.
None. None. And do you think she actually believes that since she has shown up, that the business has improved?
Yes,
I wonder if
110%.
she's delusional or the people that are telling her that are delusional.
It's both. It's a combination of both.
Yes.
Do you think that it's like they deliver like the real numbers and then they deliver like the Mercedes Monet numbers?
I'm stunned this is even a real thing.
I'm
I'm
so-
just
so I'm-
fascinated. My jaw's on the floor. I am love
so
this.
excited that this
I
is
got
your
past
first Monet
issues
Mag
for ya.
experience. Yeah.
Yes.
I thought the same thing, Phil. I thought that he was handing us his script for like a Monet segment. In his,
legit.
I swear to God, I was just like, what?
It is so difficult to parody a living parody.
And how does Tony Khan feel with her talking so much WWE? Here's my little nugget on some stuff I don't know anything about WBD and AEW and everything else so far has been WWE focused. So
he lets her do whatever the heck he wants to, because I don't know if you guys heard, she's really mean. So,
and does she claim to write all this? Like who write? Oh, okay.
I'm sure. Look, she claims that she writes it, but Jennifer Pepperman is clearly writing this, right?
Exactly. Boom.
How much does this rag cost, by the way?
It's free.
Okay.
You think this is paying for it?
Hey, I've seen Stranger from this. Shout out this.
Raw shrinking to 2 hours. Mixed feelings. Literally everybody thinks this is a good thing. Like everybody.
Oh yeah.
Now let's talk Raw. Let's talk Raw because WWE is like the only thing that I ever talk about. Word is that it's dropping from 3 hours to 2, and honestly, I've got mixed feelings about it. I always loved having that extra hour because it gives more performers a chance to shine. Losing that time could mean fewer opportunities for the roster, especially like when I go back, because they're going to have to give me like so much TV time. I mean, like if I go back, like when I go back. It's hard enough for the talent, especially women, to get TV time. It is not hard for women to get TV time in modern WWE. Shut your mouth.
It's crazy.
Like, come on. It's half the show. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I like the women's division, but let's not pretend that they're fighting for TV time like it's the Divas division and the only thing they've got is a 5-minute pudding match.
Right.
That's not what's happening here anymore, guys. The silver lining could be Netflix. With Netflix, I'm assuming and hoping there'll be many new ways to showcase talent. And in the end, I'm about more opportunities for talent, which leads to more entertainment for fans and more money for me. I mean, for the business. It's the best way for all to win, especially the roster and fans. All right, so her thoughts on Raw going to 2 hours. She doesn't know. She's passionately ambivalent about this.
Look at that advertisement. Oh my God.
It's
please
crazy.
share Mone Mag.
I mean, you were complaining about your text on the screen earlier. Really? She's making how much money, and that's the best she can do?
Look at the kerning, Mish. I mean, please share our Mone Mag in the most generic the most generic font of all time. It looks like an advertisement for a porn site.
Oh yeah.
Oh come on. Here's the thing. I appreciate this whole idea she's got going on here with like
idea.
Yeah, but it's
no, it isn't. What are you talking about?
No, it's a decent idea for like a competent person.
Just what she's saying a bit of crazy shit in there, obviously. But I mean, I don't know. It's this is just fascinating to me.
I don't get the Google sheet. I don't understand that. Why would she at least make it a PDF or something? Make it look a little.
I guess it.
The PDF looks the same though. I have the PDF and it's the same exact look. She has no idea how to rearrange the text or make it like in columns or.
Maybe she makes this.
What is this, like 10 pages? This is honestly probably 2 or 3 actual pages.
I mean, it looks like a middle schooler just was trying to do a report.
Yep.
I don't. High schooler. Come on now. Am I the voice?
There's nothing eye-catching about it.
I'm gonna skip the Fenway Park thing, except for the fact that it's gonna kill Joey because she's talking about Boston, and she goes, "I remain so proud of our city and heritage."
Yes.
I know it drives Joe crazy that she thinks she's from Boston.
Boston has a heritage.
Hey, the spirit of Massachusetts is the spirit of America. So I'm told.
Okay. I hear you.
Boston kinship with Kofi Kingston, another WWE person.
Is that Albert Kanua? Scroll. Oh, almost there. Almost there.
Oh my gosh. Hold up. Then we'll get to Megan Thee Stallion. Speaking of Kofi, I've always felt a connection with him because we both trained at the same wrestling school in Boston, Chaotic Wrestling. He was always so kind and helpful to me when I first came to WWE, and that bond has stuck with me throughout the years. Going to Pearl Jam with his brother was just another reminder of how tight-knit the wrestling family is. Kofi will always be a part of that for me. So wait, is that Kofi's brother?
Who knows?
Is Kofi's brother Alfred Kanua?
Kofi.
Yeah, well, yeah, it sure isn't.
Flavor Flav.
Pee
I
Wee
kind of thought that was Beetlejuice and Howard Stern.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
He's dead, isn't he?
No,
Beetlejuice isn't dead.
no.
No, that's Gary Coleman you're thinking about.
Yeah, Gary Coleman.
Megan Thee Stallion and me have never met.
Chapter 3.
Like, seriously, I'm willing to bet you've never met Megan Thee Stallion. Sports Illustrated and other sources. I'm sorry, I'm not doing the voice. Sports Illustrated and other sources reported on conversations between my advocate Kev and Kev. Are you the advocate of Mercedes Moné? Is that why you don't like talking about this?
Oh God, I can't say that.
Clean it up then, bro. Let's hear it.
I was gonna say I would advocate that she walk.
Nope. whatever it's gonna be. Nope, you don't.
Walk the plank, me matey.
Yo ho, brother. Between my advocate Kev and Meg's manager Mike B. I love how she calls Megan Thee Stallion Meg, like they're like buddies.
Yeah.
Shut up, Meg. Regarding her and me doing stuff at AEW, it's true. A few weeks ago in an interview, I made the mistake of teasing the idea, which made headlines. More recently, it was announced that Meg would be a part of the new SmackDown theme. Now, it could all be a coincidence, of course, but then don't call me the blueprint for nothing.
You're not Matt Morgan.
Right?
What
Yeah, I was
the
gonna say,
hell?
who's ever called her that besides herself?
Okay, guys, do you think this is like in kayfabe? Or do you think she legitimately thinks that because she had her advocate send a message to Megan Thee Stallion's manager that was clearly never returned?
No.
That somehow made WWE be like, oh, Megan Thee Stallion. I was gonna go with another hard rock song, but then Mercedes Moné was talking about Megan Thee Stallion.
Meanwhile,
They've been trying to work
know.
with Meg forever.
We all know that HB Cookout was responsible for this.
Let's be real. Let's be real. It could all be a coincidence, of course, but they don't call me the blueprint for nothing. In hindsight, I should have kept my mouth shut about it all. Words to live by, lady. Just take that and make that your motto. But all you can do is live and learn. I'm flattered and honored in a way, as it proves we are clearly on the right path. What I love
my God in heaven!
Like, is she taking?
Does she
credit
really
for this?
think?
Yes,
exactly. She really thinks that she had something to do with the new SmackDown theme, and is trying to pat herself on the back, a la Barry Horowitz. Like, give me a break.
She does. She thinks that WWE pays attention to her very serious, not newsletter guys, and clearly they knew that Meg Thee Stallion should have been the SmackDown theme song instead of anybody else.
So when She-Hulk came out and they had the Megan Thee Stallion episode, I had to ask a friend if Megan Thee Stallion was. I had to ask a friend if Megan Thee Stallion was a Marvel character that I had never heard of.
That was me.
Oh, was it you? I asked you. I was like, yeah, because you are who I go to for all obscure comic book characters. I was like, who is this Megan Thee Stallion? You're like, no, that's a real person. I'm like,
and Black culture.
Yeah,
she part of Thor Corps? I wasn't sure.
Well, they would have loved. Well, I would have loved to work with Meg. I would have loved to see her work with our brand. I'm still happy for her. She's a great person and talent who will get exposure to the vast wrestling audience. I don't think she needs the exposure. I never heard of her, but I'm like,
God,
modern pop culture.
I love you, man, but her voice, your version of her voice is nails on a chalkboard, my dude.
I know. I'm sorry. The muses speak to me. What can I say? Trust in this. AEW and Team Mone have a lot more brewing, so it's all good. You'll all just have to wait this time to hear about it. I really want to work with Taylor.
I talked to P. Diddy 2 months ago, and I was hoping that he would come on board.
He invited me to a party.
Yeah.
Michael
I
Nakazawa
like how she
was
thinks
there.
she's the gears that make the wrestling machine go. Like, she's unbelievable.
More ads. Follow me on TikTok. Get your Mone merch.
Stop right there, Marv. Let's see that shirt one more again.
Holy
hell.
It's a mess.
It looks like
It's a
Kofi
mess.
Kingston's old shirt.
Yes.
It does. You're making me crazy, Kofi.
Let's throw every color on the t-shirt.
Yep.
All right. I don't care about her first mentor.
Mickey rocks.
Oh, here we go. The fan, the fan correspondence.
The kayfabe fan.
As you know, I can't always respond to your emails and messages, but I love reading them. We'll feature a few of my faves each week, so please keep them coming. I'll also try to answer some of your questions in an upcoming issues, so be sure to keep reading. This week, I want to get a special heartfelt Mone mention to Will Money Hanen and my son, Lil Mike. I'm sure that's probably what Will wrote.
All right.
Yeah.
Your Mone Mag is very entertaining to read. Seeing your connection to family, friends, the passion for what you do.
She just copy and paste this.
Yes,
without
she
a care in
certainly
the world.
did.
Look, the I is lowercase here. Like you don't edit it up. What are you doing?
He's trying to keep their journalistic integrity going.
That's right.
Passion for what you do. I feel like I was there for all of it. Like right there. Like right behind you. Like with my fingers just softly caressing. I remember your match with Charolette. It was
I
intense
slowly
on
rubbed your
edge.
thigh.
It was intense. It was intense on edge of my
I'm
little
sure you're
boy's seat
edging.
as we watched magic happen. He's 21 now.
My God.
We still come together, find ourselves talking about your
That you
performances
do.
we watched together when he was growing up. So you're calling her old here.
Right.
And I'm
Here's to
calling them
you-
losers.
Here's to
sound
you,
like
champ.
About her.
Thanks for doing what you do, bringing family together with your magic.
Magic crystals.
From
You
the
ever watch
CEO.
Super Jail? You sound like the bailiff from Super Jail. Jeez.
From the CEO. Thank you so much, Will and Mike. Hope to see you at an AEW event soon.
Why? So you can no-sell everything that they say about you?
Exactly. She would not give these people the time of day.
Oh, no.
Hold on. Casey Morgan, to answer your question on who I think should be your next opponent in your next NJPW Strong Women's title defense, I'm thinking either a one-on-one match with you against Azam or Starlight Kid. Both of those matches would be amazing. Although, if I really have to pick one of those two, is it Azam? Is that how you say it, or is it AZM?
Azam?
I don't know. All right, I'm glad I'm not the only one that doesn't know.
Sorry.
Yeah, Jesus.
From the CEO,
don't
those
think
are both
Casey
women on
Morgan
top
knows.
of my list to wrestle. Jason Gilliam says,
I just want to say it, like, you're like one awesome, amazing wrestler in person. I've been a fan of yours since 2015, and you always inspire me to never give up on my dreams and be myself. I'm just glad and happy to see you live. Your match against Sheeta was awesome and amazing. I was holding my
No,
Mone
no, wait.
corporation.
No,
You
no.
made a typo, but I think it sounds better that way. I'm glad and happy to see you live. Like,
Yeah.
"Oh no, I'm glad and
I'm
happy
so
to
glad
see
you're
you
not
live."
dead. I thought you were dead. I turned to my friend and I was like, oh my god, dude,
I wish
she's dead.
So
No,
is this
none of
Keanu Reeves saying this?
Yeah. I was holding my Monet Corporation sign and cheering and rooting for you
Holding
on
something else
victory.
too.
Yeah.
Did you see me? Did you see
Oh.
me there cheering for you?
I left my
Stay-
scent on my chair for you.
Stay strong, positive, and keep on being you.
From the CEO. Thank you, Jason, for the amazing Monet Corporation sign. These are her thought-felt responses to all of these things that she has to then print in her newsletter.
No more than 2 sentences, please.
Is Keira Alcara. Oh, God,
That's a fake name. This is a bot.
Yeah.
I bet you it's
I
an
want-
anagram for something.
I want to thank you for all the effort you put into work, not only work, but also to entertain us. The tons of new gears, wigs, and as we talked about gears, also
Wigs.
the new designs. I freaking love it so much. I can't wait to see more. But I also have some questions. How do you say that strong, or better said, confident and self-loving?
100111.
From the CEO. I stay physically strong by working out 4 to 6 days of the week, and I make sure to meditate to keep my mind strong.
Oh god.
What?
Why
These cobbler.
These do not these responses are so vapid.
And they're not written like the magazine is above, if you notice.
No.
Right.
Yeah.
Because
it's AI. It's Grok.
Yeah.
He's answering Grok's questions.
Xander Morrison. Hey, Mercedes. I love you so much. I'm so proud of you and your journey. I've been a fan of you for years, and you've always been my number one fave wrestler. You're my comfort person and my idol and inspiration.
You're my comfort person.
Stop it.
Jesus.
Stop it.
That's going on a shirt.
You continue to put women's wrestling on the map and show everyone why you're truly the GOAT. These Mone Mags are truly so inspiring. And I love hearing about your thoughts.
Throw yourself off of a bridge.
Oh my god.
I love hearing about your thoughts and just what you're feeling.
What?
We love you. We love you so much. I'm so proud to be a fan of someone like you. You're just amazing.
From the CEO. Love you, Xander. Thank you for being a subscriber.
She couldn't even
Now get away from me.
I have more meaningful conversation with the barista that I get my coffee from than she has with these people.
It's funny. She just goes, "Love you, Xander. Thanks." And it's like, okay, hopefully it doesn't end up in your house like happened to Sonya Deville or something.
That letter got sent immediately to the authorities.
Why are you so mad?
Oh, by the way, her single CEO has debuted. It's been out for 6 months, apparently.
Yeah.
What is it for real?
Yeah.
That she
No, it's
raps
real.
on? Oh yeah.
It's
I listened.
real. It's her real
that's right.
rap
I
song.
listened
Yeah.
to it. Yeah.
How many songs
album
are on that?
I have no idea.
452.
I thought you heard a couple of the tunes.
It's been
There
an
is
amazing
only one
musical
song
journey
out
so
right
far.
now. I think the rest of it's actually being released, she said, by October of 2025.
Can't wait. I can't wait. I have not looked forward to a wrestler album this much since Macho Man's rap album.
Oh man.
You think she's gonna have like a Hogan? Yeah. Do you think she's gonna have something like that in Charlotte?
Oh, that'd be great. That'd be
No,
great.
no, I don't think so.
Oh my god, she's the
Be a
worst.
man, Charlotte.
Terrible, though, yeah. Be a man,
He
Charlotte.
had them tendencies.
She'll do Be a Man to Becky.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. All right. We got some more super chats to get
I
to
don't know
before we
about
move
you
on.
guys, but SD Delivery Jones's newsletter was a lot better than this.
Did you have?
All right, cue
Did
the
you
car
have
crash.
SD
Cue the car crash.
Wait, did you have SD Jones's newsletter? Did you
I
subscribe to
certainly
that?
did. SD
Not a
Jones
newsletter.
Monthly.
Magazine.
So wait, you had SD Jones Monthly and Brooklyn Brawler Weekly?
I did.
Brooklyn Brawler was putting out a
Along with Brock
weekly, and
Lesnar.
SD Jones was going monthly.
Brock Lesnar yearly.
Brock Lesnar yearly. It's just one line. I don't want to talk to any of you. Brock, no want talk. Go away.
I had Zach Gowen's easing for a while there, but it was always coming in incomplete. So, you know.
Jesus.
Oh, well done. Well done.
I had a friend who maintained an email correspondence with Craig Pittman for like
Oh man,
for like
Colonel.
2 years.
Which friend is this?
Eric.
Oh, of course.
Of course.
Oh, when I was younger, one of my friends used to chat back and forth with Rob Feinstein. It was great.
Oh
man.
boy.
Oh boy.
How old was he? OMG.
Oh, I remember when
What are
that
you
all went
wearing?
down.
Would you like to go to a Diddy party with me?
Christopher Torres for $4.99 says, "Congrats, Marvin, on your achievement in growing 5,000 subscribers for your channel." Thank you very much, Christopher. Thank you for the support. Alejandro Melendez for $1.99. Congrats on reaching 5K, Marv. Soon to be 25K. Well, that'd be nice. That'd be nice. The next thing we're going to celebrate will be 7,500. So, John Williams for $1.99. Rusev can at least say he had sex in a tank. Did he have sex in that tank?
He better had.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, might as well.
Right?
Once in a lifetime.
Everything
Yeah.
can wash off.
That's true.
I wonder if
That's
it's
true.
shot
What-
after.
God.
Oh boy.
Oh God. Oh, awful. Christopher Torres for $9.99 says, "By the way, on WWE 2K24 for the PS4, I went and made a Tooney Wrestling themed arena with their creation mode as a tribute to your success. Pics a tag to your Twitter account. That's awesome. Oh, that's really cool.
Nice.
I'm gonna look at that later. Thank you so much, man. That's really cool.
Hey, Marvin, has everybody ever created a Marvin character in one of those games?
I did.
Did you really?
did. I did it because I was going live. I was streaming it, so I did. And I went to Community Creations and found a really good Tony Khan. So I did like me, Trip, and Tooney versus other teams or whatever. So Andre Adams for $4.99 says, "My sources are reporting that John Moxley tapped out to a crippled monkey at a random ass grappling event." I'm sure he did. Oh God. Plenty of Pixel off for $2 says, "Tooney bought Awful's ISP."
He
They're
certainly
throttling
did.
off.
Big
they're
announcement
throttling
next
Awful's-
week.
Yeah. Christopher Torres for $10 says he has a question for Travis. "Do you know if Jim Cornette and Brian Last ever watched Tooney Wrestling? If they're interested and never appear?" You know, I mean, we know that they haven't, Travis. It's okay.
Well, I know Brian knows about it because I've told him.
Oh, okay.
But I don't know if he watches it or anything like that. I was just talking to Brian about this. I was showing him all the Mercedes stuff. I was sending him stuff, and he was dying laughing. But I know Brian knows about the show though. Jim's lucky he knows about his own show.
Jim
Yeah,
shared
right.
a couple
He's
of
too
my
busy doing yard work.
back when I used to post the song parodies on Twitter directly. Jim I think he shared the Jericho one, and he shared the I think he shared Tony the Snowman also.
Yeah.
So Colin Taylor for $10 says, "I like how WWE names PLEs after their signature matches. If WCW was still around, do you think we'd have WCW Viagra on a pole?" Well, call your
Well, got to
pay-per-view
that point,
provider
that's for sure.
today. The DRWC show for $2 says, "Congrats. Now all of you fight a person for that 40K.
Yes.
Let's go.
Come on, you can say SRS, damn you.
Yes, I just don't want anything to do with it.
He's not Voldemort.
He must not.
Yeah, really, like, come on now.
All right, fine.
He
Now all of you
bleed like
fight.
everybody bleed.
Now if you fight SRS for that 40K. So yeah, there's a line, I'm sure. Colin Taylor for $10 says he wasn't an Austrian painter. He's better known as a Charlie Chaplin cosplayer. John J8999 for $199 says, "Thoughts on JBL doing the mysterious cowboy gimmick?" Okay, the weirdest thing going on in wrestling right now is JBL popping up in every indie fed
Yes.
to come out, whisper to somebody, and throw a clothesline.
Yeah, it's amazing.
I love it.
It's amazing. Yeah, I
With
love
this
it too.
Dustler jacket.
Oh, I know. It's amazing.
Yeah, so he's had Nick Nemeth's back in like Mexico and then TNA, and then he showed up I think at GCW, MLW now.
Yeah.
And I don't know what it could be. Is he out there scouting? I could see that being a potential, because why else would he be doing it? It's not like
making a new cabinet.
Yeah, maybe, who knows? Like maybe he's just out there like, okay, we should be looking at this guy. Maybe it has nothing to do with WWE. I don't know,
right.
But I love it, and I'm curious because there's something at the end of it. Like he's not just doing this randomly and taking paydays. He doesn't need to. I'm sure he's
if
not
they
just
can
hopping
take
on a
one of
plane
my
to go to
stiff
Mexico.
clotheslines, he's in.
And it's just like he's building to something. There's an end game to this. I'm curious because I don't know. I love the JBL character. Like I love to hate him. So I think JBL's more than capable of doing something really cool, or he's just out there like scouting and poaching for WWE.
Well, it's interesting though to see that he's doing this not as like the JBL character. He's not wearing the suits with the cowboy.
Right.
He's wearing like the duster. He looks like the Undertaker almost.
Amazing. What Hangman Page wishes he was.
Yes. Oh my goodness. Yes. Remember when wrestling cowboys were men.
Boy, from Stan Hansen to Adam Page,
Bill Watts.
I know.
Bill Watts, Adam Page.
The Mulligans. Come on now.
Yep. Blackjack Mulligan.
Even Billy Gunn, even the Smoking Guns, I could wipe the floor.
Even
with Adam Page.
Bob Orton.
Yeah.
Shit.
Especially Bob Orton. Stone Mexican guy for $2 says Mish is so hot. Well, there you go, Mish.
What's up, dude?
Colin Taylor for $10 says, can't believe Flair is getting divorced. If an alcoholic narcissist and a gold digger can't make it, what hope do the rest of us have?
Hey, now. I've made it, Colin Taylor. Relax.
For real.
Do you think the final straw was that bar incident?
No. Come on.
Maybe-
Fifi has seen him do worse.
Maybe the universe is balanced. I'm getting married in like 2 months, and Flair had to make room for me.
How many divorces does he have under his belt? 5 or 6?
Gotta be at least like I don't even know.
I think this is 6, right?
Gotta be at least 6.
I thought they split up already. I thought Wendy and Rick split up already. So I don't know if like
they did,
I
and then
thought
got
this
back
was old
together
news.
when he.
So then they're like, we're officially divorced or whatever. Oh, okay, so there you go. I was like, I thought you guys already broken up. So
yeah, I think I remember reading that they were splitting, but then they were still together. So I assume they just kind of stayed together. I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, if it's 6, he's just got what, 10 more to go?
Yeah, I heard they split the house in half. I heard he gets the outside and she gets the inside.
Craig Churchill for $2 Canadian says Fifi gets 1/2 of that energy drink and chicken wing money.
Woo, wings, baby.
That's already going to my other 5 ex-wives. I got nothing left.
Who gets that boner pill money though?
Who gets all the money that he keeps scheming off Conrad?
Yeah.
Christopher Torres for $4.99 says Meltzer's calling in life is to lick stamps and envelopes at the local post office. Fantastic.
That is legendary. What a great roast.
Shaggy Filth 73 for $5. Favorite moment: Tooney sharing online outrage over Roman calling Seth a cross-dresser, and Triple H saying, "Oh, did the heel say something to make you mad?" I remember that one because that's my response anytime anyone gets outraged over something a heel says on a wrestling show. Jamie Earhart for $5 Canadian says, your first video is lit like an AEW arena. About as many people in there, too. Liga J81 for $2. America's Funniest Home Video edition of Marvin right now.
Nice.
Leon Brown for $2. Can we get the Dave Schultz San Francisco promo? I think we played that. That's got to be one of the ones I saw a lot of men who look like women. Yeah. We've done that. Joe Punches for $5 says, congrats on hitting 5,000, Marvin, or as Ric Flair would say, that's how I ended my 40s. 5,000 and a clap. Christopher Torres for $4.99 says, Monet, CEO, everyone else, no. Joe Punches for $1.99 says, Monet, CEO of the most basic use of Microsoft Word. Rockstar GN 194 for $2 says, hello, gentlemen. Hello to you as well.
Much love, Gary.
John JD 999 for $1.99 says, Megan ain't touching AEW with a 40-foot pole. Andre Adams says that CEO single went plastic. Andre, I love Andre. His super chats, I can make a book of them because every single one of them is just this fire insult. And Cody Duffy for $1.99 says, wrestling soup, mofos.
Oh, much love, dude.
Yeah.
There you go. A lot of love for you, Mish. All right, guys. It is 10 o'clock. I'm just looking at my list of topics here. What else do we have? Oh, so you guys know that I am I have certain opinions on people who try to say that WWE and AEW are always 100% in competition with each other. I hate that entire idea of it because they don't have to be. The only reason WCW and WWE were in competition is because they aired on the same night at the same time, and I will die on that hill. Recently, an AEW wrestler said something kind of intelligent, and I couldn't believe it. It was none other, and this is going to be even more surprising. It was Darby Allin.
Oh.
I was just as shocked, guys, but he said, if people are going to compare the two companies, WWE and AEW, I like to put it as a music reference. WWE is like Taylor Swift, and AEW is like Slayer.
No, it's not.
Taylor Swift can sell. Really. I actually do like this comparison. Taylor Swift can sell more records, but that doesn't mean
you don't listen to either one of them, Mark.
Following. Of course I don't. But that's besides the point. Our brand of music is a little more intense and violent, and we don't have to change anything. We don't have to try to sell the same records as Taylor Swift. We're kind of in our own world. That's why I like to compare the two things too. You can watch All Out, and it can be a little offensive, but I live to offend people. Okay. Yeah, I live to offend people notwithstanding. I think this is kind of an intelligent thing to say because he's saying AEW has its place, WWE has its place, and those two places don't have to be in competition with one another. Slayer is not competing with Taylor Swift.
Imagine who's the guy who sings for Slayer? Tom Morello, I believe.
Yeah.
Imagine him singing off key, or imagine Kerry King like going, playing his guitar in major chords. Like, no, that's what AEW is.
Slayer's
AEW is a garage band.
All right,
please.
They're not a garage band because
raining blood.
Okay, look beyond the Slayer comparison and think of it as WWE is pop music and AEW is a heavy metal band, and it is two completely different things. It's the music.
I don't
is
agree
not,
with that because it's at its
music
core
is
it's
not
wrestling though. So it's like if it's like your Metallica or what's another rock Slayer, that's the comparison. I would say. I think but I do agree like somewhat. Yeah, it's two different. Like if he wants to say we're marketing to two completely different things, but just to me, Slayer sold like 20 million records or something, dude. So I don't know, man.
Obviously,
maybe use like Awful said, maybe not a garage band, but like go.
Right, maybe they're the Insane Clown Posse or something like that.
Yeah, like something like that. You guys are doing your thing, but
But my point is that they are serving two completely different audiences, and they don't have to compare to each other constantly. And if Darby Allin, of all people, can get that, why can't Tony Khan? Because Tony Khan said something stupid the other day.
No.
Beyond, yeah, I know. I was shocked too. But Tony Khan said something dumb. Hold on, let me find that and pull it up.
Do you guys think that what percent of the AEW audience do you think also watches WWE? I say it's like 90%.
Yeah. I agree.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay, so then are they really is it really to two different audiences there, Marv? Like I just got to challenge that a bit. Like I don't think it is. I just think it's like they want to just go to, it's like, okay, You know, I like I can't even explain it really. I don't even think music's a good comparison, but it's like, you know, I like this local band and I also like this big monstrous band of the same genre. That's how I would compare it. I think they are marketing to the same people, you know?
Right,
but they're trying to if they want to compete, at least. Sorry, go ahead.
But the small local band is not going to try to compete with the big huge band.
But Tony's saying flat out he wants to compete. He thinks he can beat them. Yeah. So.
Oh yeah, no. So here's what Tony said. Tony Khan appeared on WFAN Daily and was asked about being a competitor to WWE. They said, "Are you trying to beat them?" He said, "Yeah, I want to be ahead, but it's a constant fight. It's 52 weeks a year. Wrestling is the only sport with no offseason." One of his favorite things to say. They asked, "Is it an obsession trying to beat them?" Fighting is an obsession.
Oh God!
It really is
give me
a
a break.
driving
I fear
obsession.
my life over here.
Yeah, competition is, especially in wrestling and sports. Do you think that could be harmful in getting caught up in trying to beat them and hurting what you're doing? Similar to sports, you have to focus it and try to do your best. That's how you win in sports too. Has he ever played a sport in his life?
No, the Jaguars are pooping the bed right now, and Fulham sucks.
You keep going out and doing your best at whatever you're trying to do. So he
just
answered,
do your best, guys.
This was a legitimate question. Do you think that could be harmful in getting caught up in trying to beat them and hurting what you're doing? And he gave his typical Tony Khan, I don't want to answer this non-answer.
I bet you the DJ gave him the wink, wink, like, "Hey, man, don't you think this is the bad idea to be focused in on WWE and what they're doing?"
So Darby Allin, a guy who thought he could climb Mount Everest and got saved. His life got saved because he got hit by a bus. That guy can figure out that you don't have to be in competition with WWE. You don't have to make WWE your obsession. You could just do your own thing, carve out your own path, and serve your audience.
Yeah,
and
I agree with that part.
But the guy in charge is the one saying, "No, fighting is my obsession. Fighting is my..." Good Lord. I mean, in Headlock Headlines last week.
Do you think Tony...
I did the thing where he got the paper cut and he screamed and cried, and that's exactly how I think of him. But go ahead, Mish.
The very first thing he said was, "Do you want to beat them?" And he said, "Yes," like hands down. Does anybody believe that Tony Khan can even fathom how many irons in the fire WWE has to get where they are today?
Yeah.
Like, does he even have the business acumen to recognize how stretched WWE is and why they're making so much money per quarter? Like, I don't think Tony Khan has a real understanding of that. Even being a billionaire, being a businessman, even running the Jags are still a local to national promotion. It's a sports team. WWE is on a whole different level. They're dealing worldwide at this point. And I know that he's got TV internationally here and there that keeps getting canceled every other week, but it's not the same thing. I don't think he can recognize the amount of work that WWE does to consistently expand their empire.
Right.
Oh,
I bet you he hires these wrestlers. I bet you he hires Edge. I bet you he hired Monet, even Jennifer Pepperman to a degree, and was just like, "What do they do over there?" And they've got no clue because they've been kept at arm's length as to the inner workings of the WWE. I mean,
but
he's really trying
Ross.
to.
Yeah.
He has Jim Ross and does
guess
nothing.
what? Jim Ross. His whole thing is it's passed him by. It's a whole new company over there now, and nobody's got the inside information.
He had William Regal.
Yeah, well, but even then though, like, who cares? Even if they emulated WWE from the late '90s, early 2000s, it would be better than what they have now. The little twerp doesn't want to listen.
Yeah.
He doesn't.
That is true. That is the
He
truth.
just wants to put on Beast Mortis versus Sammy Guevara and mark out for it on Saturdays, dude. That's what he wants to do.
Check his phone for cage match ratings.
I think I've said it on the headlines more than once. It is, maybe the number of people watching the show was low, but the number of Tony Khans watching it was the same as there were last week, and that Tony Khan enjoyed it.
Right.
And so that's the reason why it keeps happening.
It's what matters most.
Remember they thought that same thing about Vince as well?
Well, yeah, it's just Tony McCon. That's what I call him. Like, he is emulating not only every other wrestling company from before, but it's he's spread too thin. We all have the same criticism of Vince McMahon. Dude, you can't book Raw, SmackDown, have a say in NXT. Like, you're spread too thin. The creativity's not there, et cetera, et cetera. It's
Well, he's
the
got
exact
27
same
people
criticism.
behind him.
Let me ask you guys this, since we're actually talking about this global, the point of WWE global versus AEW's small-minded set that they have there. Do you think the idea of Warner Brothers stepping in, like if potentially, once again, fantasy, whatever, if they stepped in as the network and started controlling the show, do you think that would benefit AEW more, or do you think it would harm it?
Nope. What do they know? Seriously, what do they know?
I don't know. That's what I'm saying. Is like, as far as I guess they wouldn't know much as far as professional wrestling goes, but maybe they'd be able to market AEW better. Maybe they'd be able to expand them into a different type of audience.
Well, that's the hard part with AEW, right? Because they're going to do what they want to do, but WB Discovery has no money, and they have to spend more money to make what little money they have. They're going to want advertisers, and advertisers. It's the only place where we can look at something objectively and go, it was good or bad. But the advertising is purely subjective because it's how they feel. It's how the person you're dealing with feels. So if I'm going to show them this cage match, I'm going to show them a WD cage match. Like we say, it was Cody. We do Cody and Solo. And then we're going to show them Swerve and Page. Who do you think they're going to be more comfortable with wanting to advertise?
Right.
So at some point in time, Tony's got to wake up. Here's like the main difference in terms of why WWE is able to go global versus why AEW stuck. So we talked about it a little bit on Twitter today, where someone put up some number. I was looking at AEW versus NXT, right? Their total viewership is essentially the same. Right, it's just the difference of a couple thousand people at the end of the day, depending on the week. But it's essentially the same. When you're looking at the demo, AEW has a slightly bigger demo, but it's been in a downward trend. Whereas NXT, that they even wrestling never show you what WB does in the other numbers because they don't want you to see it. But WB does extremely well with with the 50+ demo. With the 6 to 12 and 13 to 17, they are crushing it. So WB is a perpetual motion machine that is building new viewers. They are training their viewers to be loyal to them. Mom is comfortable with it. Moms are the ones who are driving most of the ticket sales, and they travel in groups. It's not dad anymore. So is Mom going to go to AEW? She's going to take a look at the unwashed masses that are standing in that building and go, absolutely not. Then she's going to watch the boring lesbians make out for no viable reason whatsoever. Then she's going to watch some little dweeb bleed all over the place. And then, she may ask why that little boy has half his face painted and why he's dressed like the drunk lesbian down the street. And then she's never going back. She'll go to Raw and SmackDown every single time it's in town because it's a good time with her friends. This is why WWE's with the second NXT hits CW, they will overtake them, and the second those 13 to 17-year-olds become 18 to 40 whatevers, they're gonna have kids. They're going to make new 14 to somethings, whatever. And then once they leap ahead of them, it's going to be just like with WCW. The AEW will not have a chance in hell of ever catching up. And that is the main difference. The WWE is always thinking about the future. AEW, Tony is thinking about what's happening next week without understanding what went wrong yesterday.
He said as much just on the radio program. I don't book long term. I book week to week. So his words destroy the few narratives. I got a little bit of information for you guys real quickly. The attendance for Grand Slam at Arthur Ashe Stadium in 2021, it was 20,000 people. In 2022, it dropped to 13,800. And in last year, it was 11,000. This year, I think it's going to be 9,000, 8,000 max.
Wow.
Like, that's a huge drop off. And we're expecting these guys to come to Arthur Ashe Stadium next year. What are they going to be in the parking lot? Like, this will make no sense for them to keep. That's one of the things that they've always had a problem with, running these same damn stadiums and driving away all of their attendance numbers. And for what? And for what?
But anyway, they can't pull anybody into the building because the product is cold. It's on ice. It's damn near cadaver. So it's like there's no interest in it. Their social cue is laughable. They're at the point where they're almost got to pay people to go.
Yeah, absolutely. So you guys know what else comes out tomorrow? A certain documentary on Netflix.
Oh, can't wait.
Which I mean, I
When
think
does that
Conrad
play?
Thompson. It starts tomorrow on Netflix.
Okay.
Somebody said 3 a.m. is the time that it's going to drop, but I don't know.
I think so. That's usually what Netflix does because they do midnight Pacific.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Got it.
So we before this dropped, we got a little something on Twitter that doesn't happen very often. A tweet from Vince McMahon. Did you guys see this?
Yeah.
Yeah, the press release.
Yeah. So
Not the one everybody was expecting. But
I don't regret participating. I'm not going to do the voice, just mostly because my voice is shredded. I don't regret participating in this Netflix documentary. The producers had an opportunity to tell an objective story about my life and the incredible business I built, which were equally filled with excitement, drama, fun, and a fair amount of controversy and life lessons.
Damn, I read that as excrement.
Yeah, I think we all did. Unfortunately, based on an early partial cut I've seen, this doc falls short and takes the predictable path of conflating the Mr. McMahon character with my true self, Vince. The title and promos alone make that evident. No, I'm pretty sure the things that we've heard that you do make that evident.
Right.
Right.
Mr. McMahon's got nothing on Vince. And we've been saying it for forever.
I made her call me Mr. McMahon in the sack. In the sack.
A lot has been misrepresented or left out entirely in an effort to leave viewers intentionally confused. I hope they left some stuff out. The producers use typical editing tricks with out of context footage and dated sound bites, etc., to distort the viewer's perception and support a deceptive narrative. In an attempt to further their misleading account, the producers use a lawsuit based on an affair that I ended as evidence that I am, in fact, Mr. McMahon. I hope the viewers will keep an open mind and remember that there are two sides to every story. Is this like the way that like Hulk Hogan has like a 12-inch penis, but like Terry Bollea doesn't?
Right. Yes.
The story
He's so magnanimous. I had an affair, but I ended it, okay?
I ended it.
I
told her, shut your mouth. Here's a check. You'll get another one sometime next week. I didn't send it to her.
Mr.
By the way,
Good.
Mr. McMahon will poop on your head, but Vincent Kennedy, no, that's another story, pal.
He's a family man.
Yeah, I love that. He crapped on her head in character, so it doesn't count, guys. That's
yeah.
Yeah. This is what my character would do.
He's gonna poop.
My character has named all these dildos.
When my plane
old is
flies
Vince,
over
by the way?
international waters, it's not in kayfabe anymore. That's what I told her.
Oh God!
If Vince was smart, he would have had that camera crew. See, it's so brilliant. He should have just did this. He should have just had he should have had them walk with him, make breakfast, like just be at the house all day and see what this man does. But he's not going to give them that. And that's why he brought out this PR memo in the first place, because he's not willing to share. He's not willing to be transparent. And so what they have on him is what he gives to them. He should have been out in the backyard like Jim Cornette, playing with a dog, mowing the lawn or something. I don't know, but like you have to change the narrative forcefully before they run this documentary on him. I'm shocked that Vince McMahon is shocked that they did this to him.
Well,
I mean,
it was supposed to be 3 documentaries though. So I think he's pissed because one got canceled, one's not going to be released, and that's just the Tiger King one coming out. So he was probably willing to eat the shit sandwich, knowing that he was going to get beaten up, because then you would have had the other one that was really more about his life. So,
You know what also bothers me about this? How can Vince in his right mind ask his supporters to just blindly believe that he's right when he's made
All
zero
three of them?
steps in public to try and to try and convince people that he is? Like, he doesn't have to give up any posturing or evidence in order to do that. Like, so now anyone that supports Vince, or at the very least wants to wait till he goes to court, are now supposed to what? Just believe that this documentary is laden with lies and fiction, even before the Grant case becomes public? Like these filmmakers who he trusted to make the first part of this series are now suddenly the wrong people to tell the story about Vince? Like, when did that change? Just because of the Janelle Grant case. But before that, he completely trusted these guys. So,
well, have you also noticed that is anyone else finding it a little weird that it's Netflix putting out this documentary 4 months before Monday Night Raw becomes one of their tentpole shows?
No, it'll be forgotten about by then.
Yeah,
I don't think so.
I think the only people that are going to rave on it are the AD.
No one's going to remember this in 2 weeks. This is
right,
unless it is as sensational as Tiger King.
Right.
This will be forgotten. This will be forgotten in not even 2 weeks. We'll be talking about it, but no one else.
Yeah, Conrad Thompson called it a 2-shovel burial. So, I guess he saw an early cut or something like that. By the way,
he also believes AEW is on the right track. So let's take his word with a grain of salt.
By the way,
it's got to be something to it though, because Vince wouldn't have put out the press release. So it's. I think if I'm a betting man, I think that the documentary makers underestimated this crazy man's desire to demand discovery, and probably assumed we were going to be neck deep in whatever this civil litigation was going to be, and decided to make took the gamble and went as tabloid sensationalist as it could, thinking we were going to be in the thick of it, and we're still watching them fight over cell phone bills.
Mm-hmm. All right, a few more super chats before we head over to New Jack. What happens with winner and loser of Hell in a Cell after the PLE? Well, I think this has got to be the blow off. It's not like AEW where they do a Hell in a Cell or something equivalent and then do a singles match after that. I mean, I think Punk moves up. I think Punk is going to be a challenger for Gunther in the future. I think that's a big match they got coming up. I don't know what happens with Drew after this. I think Drew stays in the upper card, at the very least, right?
Yeah, there's always
who's
a
winning
baby face for Drew to beat up.
Oh, I think
it's got to be Punk. It's got to be Punk.
It's got to be Punk,
especially after the ass whooping he took last night.
Yeah.
Plenty of picks live.
Yeah,
I got to head on out. Thank you all
Travis,
for having me.
Thank you for being here, man.
Listening to all this stuff. I love it. Y'all have a good rest of the show, and congratulations on your 5,000.
Thank you very much, my friend. Thank you for being here, man. We love having you around. Guys, check out Travis's artwork on the Jim Cornette Experience, the Jim Cornette's drive-through over on the Jim Cornette YouTube channel. You all know where it is. If you're listening to this show, you already listened to that. Travis, you are a legend, and we love having you on the show. You're welcome anytime, buddy.
We'll talk to y'all soon.
Take care, brother.
Indeed.
Plenty of Picks Live for $5 says comparing AEW to Slayer is an insult to Slayer, although Raining Blood could be both a song and pay-per-view.
Yes.
God hates us all.
Mercedes CEO. You want to interrupt again, Awful, or you want me to keep going?
One more time. One more time. One more time.
Oh, I love busting Awful's balls. Mercedes' CEO Tony.
Hey, by the way,
blow. You're breaking up JPS's punchline, not mine. Mercedes' CEO Tony Khan is CE Blow, CE Blow. John JID 999 for $199 says WWE is J. Cole right now. AEW was a little pump after he fell off. Sounds like a lot of references I don't understand. Joe punches for $4.99. AEW is at best hinder after a weekend bender. Still not good. And this isn't coming from the lips of an angel neither. That's a good one.
It's a zing.
John Williams for $9.99. Don't forget the reason why WWF and WCW went to war, because Ted Turner didn't like WWF style and refused to air it in his networks. Vince did Black Saturday. Both sides held a grudge against each other. Was that true? Ted Turner didn't like the style? I hadn't heard that.
I don't know if that's true, but it definitely Ted Turner did not like or didn't appreciate Vince McMahon.
Well, yeah, they didn't like each other at all. They hated each other.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, with the call with like, I'm in the wrestling business. Well, I'm in the entertainment business. Plenty of pixel off at $10. I think yes was the correct answer. He's talking about Tony Khan's answer to the question about fighting. Never in a million years could he win, but they asked if he wanted to win, not if he was going to. Wouldn't saying no be like spitting on your few supporters? I think you could have said, look, there is no winner here. They have their thing. We do our thing. Our thing is very different from what they do. We serve a different audience, and you know, we want to be the very best at doing what we do, which is not the same as
Marv. You gotta be their PR team.
Tony's a carnival barker.
That's the answer right there.
He does what he's supposed to do. You can't hate him too much for doing something like that.
He wants to be Eric Bischoff so badly.
Mm-hmm.
He hates Eric Bischoff, but he wants to be Eric Bischoff. All right. CWJ128 for $5 says, how many new wrestling fans has AEW created since October 19? If a wrestling company is not creating new fans, then it is not if, but when they die. That is probably true. I don't think anybody has started watching wrestling with AEW except for maybe a few girls who their boyfriend watches and they started watching because of them and don't really care about anything else. I don't know.
Are you still watching that show again? Come on.
Is that a hypodermic needle? And the Rabbit Wolverine LC Killer 17 for $2 is this doc for the people who hate Vince McMahon. That is true. The Rabbit Wolverine LC Killer for 17 also says, is Ted Turner still alive? I believe yes. Right?
He is. He's suffering from dementia. That's why we don't see him.
Yeah, so he doesn't. Yeah, that would explain it. And John JD 999 for $199 says Tony is selling funnel cakes. WWE sells the rides. That's a very good analogy.
I like that one.
Analogy there. All right. Well, before you know what, I actually have a clip that's going to introduce our new Jack promo of the week. So hold on, guys. I'm going to back us all out and then bring us.
Guys, tonight has been awesome, and it's time to get into our favorite segment of the show. It's time for the New Jack promo of the week. Hit the clip, please. What? Why?
TK, Tony Khan, wrestling savior, and he's the bomb. Yeah, he's TK, Tony Khan. He's giving wrestlers hugs, and he might be on drugs. Yeah, he's TK.
Greetings to fans of real pro wrestling. It is I, the driver of subscribers, the booster of ratings, the giver and receiver of epic hugs, the one and only savior of real pro wrestling, Tooney Khan.
Look, Tooney, I know I asked earlier in the show where you were, but I'm honestly over it. After tripping Dave, I'm just done with the idea of celebrating with you idiots. I'd rather celebrate with the audience and the panel here and...
Hush now, monster. You're infringing on my moment.
What do you mean, your moment?
I'm here for my 5,000 subscriber celebration.
What do you mean, your 5,000 subscriber celebration? It's my channel!
Pshaw, monster. As established long ago, my dad bought airtime in your rinky-dink little channel, and that means I have dominion over here. It's even named after me.
That name stopped being about you a long time ago.
I would like to thank myself for producing the very best wrestling content on the internet has ever seen. I also want to thank all my fans for how much they love and adore me, and appreciate all that I do for them.
Yes, Tooney, you're an important part of this channel, but we need to reserve our thanks for those who helped us get to this point.
Oh, I agree, monster.
You do?
Absolutely.
And that's what you're here now to do?
Obviously.
All right, I hope I don't regret this, but the floor is yours, Tooney.
Thank you. Now I think it's time all of us here at Tooneytown Wrestling give thanks where it's due.
Agreed.
Put it up.
Oh, damn it, not again.
Oh my goodness, I am so shocked and honored by this.
How are you shocked and honored? You put it up.
No! How dare you, monster! The crew here at Tooneytown Wrestling put it up for me to show me how much they appreciate me. It's very much appreciated.
The crew at Tooneytown Wrestling is me, and I certainly didn't do this. It reeks of the time the supposed crew of AEW put up a thank you Tony Khan graphic on the 200th Dynamite when they should have been thanking the fans.
You have a lot of nerve. The crew that I hired and pay far beyond their worth did that because they love me and wanted to thank me for pumping all of my dad's money into this venture.
No, it was clearly a narcissistic, egomaniacal attempt to either kiss your ass by others or stroking your own ego, and when I pointed it out, you sicked your freakazoids on me, and I got to sift through public death threats for an entire day.
Shut up! You need to let me have this! This is the only show I've ever done that actually gets good ratings, so shut the hell up and let me have my moment!
You know what, Tooney? You're right.
I am?
Yup, I have to thank you, actually.
You do?
Yup. Because if it wasn't for you, being such a fragile, weirdo, spoiled, petulant little sad sack nugget, man baby, humorless, pathetic loser puss boy, then I wouldn't have been inspired to create this channel to point out the rampant, vile hypocrisy of you and your cretinous fans and feel the need to show the entire wrestling world that it's all right to laugh at things still. And honestly, Tooney, I wish you all the luck and success in the world. I want AEW to continue for years and years to come, and I hope you get every TV deal under the sun, because of the two of us, the only one who makes a profit off AEW's existence is me. Sorry, guys. Been holding on to that one for a while now. Anyway, New Jack.
Well, there we go. I had to bring back up probably the most infamous moment in Tooneytown Wrestling, which was when I shared somebody else's sharing of the thank you Tony Khan banner, and that got Tony Khan to come after me himself. And I sifted through just public death threats for more than a day. And I had to bring it back because I mean, seriously,
fun.
I make more of a profit off of AEW than he does. So do you, Phil. Like, so do you, Mish. Like, we all profit more than he does because he does not make a profit. Yes, he brings in more money than any of us put together, but he spends more than he makes, and that's business, guys. So
I couldn't stop looking at the gold bookie that was on Tony's nose.
All right, so what that is people ask all the time. That is his nose was falling off, and I had to pin it. I had to, because I'm not the greatest sewer in the world, so like my stitches tend to come undone. So I had to sew. I have to sew it back on, but I didn't have time in the moment because I was filming. So I just stuck a pin in it, and the pin is still in it. So it's a
better story if you just said he did a whole bunch of coke.
Yeah, it's a whole bunch.
Yeah, it's Mercedes Moné pierced his nose because it is a new gateway to Nirvana. But it is time, folks, for our New Jack promo of the week. This has been our new segment that has replaced the Dave Schultz promo of the week since we ran out of Dave Schultz promos. And yeah, I got to thank for
fair enough.
There was only a finite amount. We could only do so
What
many.
are you gonna do? Yeah, what are you?
Yeah,
gonna
it's
do,
not
bro?
like it's not like there's new ones coming out, and well, there's certainly no New Jack ones. But so we have been going through New Jack promos from Smoky Mountain Wrestling every single week. They get shot down by the YouTube police, so I'm assuming that'll happen again. Enjoy it live. I'll be posting these segments again on Patreon after YouTube makes me cut them out. So here we go. New Jack promo of the week. And thank you to producer Neckbeard, who is a super fan of these promos, who, is the one providing them every single week. I've never seen these before. That is the trust that I have in producer Neckbeard, because I just kind of let this go up and I just let it go where it goes. So here we go.
They are the gangsters. Let me say this, New Jack.
Can I just say the combination of Bob Caudle and New Jack is my favorite thing?
It's got to be a rib, because last week it was Jim Ross. This week it's Bob Caudle. Next week it'll be Lance Russell, I guess. I don't know.
The views of the gangsters are
put it
not
at the
those of
bottom.
Smoky Mountain Wrestling or this station. That was last week. They started airing that. They started putting the disclaimer on all of New Jack's promos. And apparently, Neckbeard said that was shoot. They had to do that legally.
Nice.
He's back on the NAACP again. Last week he started cutting promos
right.
on them. The NAACP, I guess, spoke out against what the gangsters were doing at Smoky Mountain Wrestling, and he cuts promos on them constantly.
I love it already. He could have said Procyon Loaders.
I'm pretty sure that the disclaimer on the bottom of the screen just got bigger.
It did.
You see Cornette like hitting the so New Jack's writing these promos himself, right? Or writing, he's just going out there and talking.
The 90s were a magical time.
D'Lo Brown behind it. I remember you guys saying last week that D'Lo was in the Gangsters.
It might be D'Lo.
Oh, yeah, he was there.
Yeah, Cornette wanted them to have another guy who could take the pin so that New Jack never got pinned, but it couldn't always be Mustafa.
Right.
And then like the original guys he had, they were terrible. They were terrible wrestlers. So I can't remember if it was I think it was Mustafa knew that D'Lo was a wrestler, and D'Lo was a Jersey guy working as an accountant. So D'Lo would finish his work week and then go to Smoky Mountains on the weekend.
Fantastic. I love that.
Yeah.
That heat they're getting, my God. This is the most brilliant booking I've ever seen in my life. The way to get heat in the Deep South. My goodness.
You want to get some? Bring it on.
What was that?
You can get heat anywhere with this promo.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Bob Cottle! Bob Cottle's blown up. Oh, is that the end of it? Okay, yes, that is the end of it. Oh my goodness! Wow,
is that Gothieri?
Yeah, it looked like Eddie Gilbert. What a gimmick that is! My God, just amazing, just amazing. I gotta watch more Smoky Mountain Wrestling because I never really watched much of it at all, and oh, God, I got to experience a New Jack promo live one time, and it was just incredible. So, all right, guys. Anything else anybody wanted to bring up this week, or anything that you think I might have missed?
Yeah, no, not really. I think everything is pretty much covered, other than maybe some of the show stuff that was going on. But we're getting ready for Bad Blood anyway. So
yeah, absolutely.
On NXT, I was watching
No, I think it's on the what is it, the 5th or the 6th or something like
Man,
that.
it's nice to see that it's not just me that you steamroll over awful.
It's all good. It's all good, bro. So I was watching NXT like throughout while we've been live streaming here on the 5K celebration of Tooney Talk, and at the end of it, there, spoilers or no? Are you guys gonna get mad at me?
I ain't got. Yeah, earmuffs. Anyone that doesn't want to hear it.
Earmuffs, if anyone doesn't want spoilers. Yeah, so at the end there, Julia came out with Funaki as like her handler or whatever, and then she signed. Yeah, it was amazing, and he's like in a suit and everything, and she's like doing English promo and all of that as well, but they're doing the translator thing as a little bit, and then they signed the contract with Roxanne, and then as the show is about to go off the air, the Titantron hits, and then it's Vacquer, and she's like, I'll be waiting for whoever. Stephanie Vacquer is like, I'll be waiting for whoever wins your guys' title match or whatever. So I don't know. Cool. They're bringing them both in just in time for CW,
Yeah, no, it makes sense. I love that the women's division on NXT has exploded the way it has exploded. Like that is
so good.
You have to say they're probably the number one thing going in NXT right now. Bringing in Funaki, I mean, that is just chef's kiss. Tripp has been signing a lot of guys to Legends deals lately. I saw Victoria got one. Yep. Mick Foley just signed one.
Estrada just signed one.
Armando Estrada, Molina.
Yeah, and then there's a bunch of, they're scanning them all too. So for like a video game, I don't know if it's going to be its own game or they just
called it. Oh, I'm sorry, Phil. They called it a nostalgia contract, so it's not a Legends deal anymore. It's called a nostalgia contract,
right?
Yeah.
So it's for like toys. No, I'm just saying they're going to overload the games and everything, probably with Legends, or maybe even make like a Legends of Wrestling 2K. I could see them doing something like that. But yeah, it's pretty insane. They're like scooping them all up right now. So
I love it.
Yeah, me
I love
too.
it. Yeah, Palladium Pixel said Jacqueline got one,
Jacqueline
got a
as well,
Legends. Well, I mean, what do you think the difference is between a Legends contract and a nostalgia contract? I'm pretty sure, like I'm pretty sure I heard back in the day they were giving him like over $50,000 a year to just be on call if they need them for something.
Well, Armando said it was a 5-year deal he got.
Yeah,
that's amazing.
Yeah, so
that's amazing.
Well, I think it's more like likeness based and stuff. Like they're really interested in getting just all of the likenesses and IP just from their history, you know?
Right.
So I think that's why they're just signing everyone up and they're scanning them. I know that. So they're going to scan dude and then what? Make toys with them? How many people are going to buy that toy? I don't know. They might just throw him in the video game as a manager. Like these are the nostalgia is what sells. It still works, you know what I mean? Even though it does get tiresome sometimes, and when it's done poorly, it's cheesy and hacky. But yeah, it definitely still sells and works. And yeah, I think that's why they're doing it. I think it's just more of a play of like, okay, we can. I don't know. Every character you can print a little bit of money with. I don't know. That's the way I look at it.
Yeah. Well, some people like Victoria. It's long overdue. With Estrada, I think they're about to sign Umaga's kid, so I'm sure they can do some stuff there. Like I said, though, it's all about the games. It's all about the digital content. This is, you know, they've always been great about seeing technological trends and knowing where people are going to be in the future. So I'm all for bringing all these folks back in some capacity, sneaking them on the TV every once in a blue moon, doing some cool stuff. And I would love for them to take another swing at an all Legends game. The first time they tried it, they put in a couple of weird game mechanics, but the fact that you could bring your Legends back and forth between that year's Raw versus SmackDown was pretty cool. And being able to drop the bionic elbow was pretty dope.
Yeah, I agree. I like the Legends of Wrestling game. All right, guys. Looks like all good things must come to an end. Mish, why don't you tell the fine folks at home where they can find more about what you're doing over there at Wrestling Soup?
Sure. Check us out, WrestlingSoup.com, live every Thursday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. And then follow our shows on Patreon, patreon.com/Wrestling Soup. And then also follow the network of shows, including Tooney Talk Wrestling and Garden of Doom with PJ Black now. They're doing the Book of Black, and they have wrestlers on every week to talk about things like the occult, conspiracies, World War II stuff, future technology. It's pretty wild. So they've had on like Tyrus and Jimmy Jacobs and a bunch of other guys too. But yeah, it's kind of neat. It's kind of neat listening to wrestlers talk about things that have nothing to do with wrestling. And yeah, check that shit out too. So but much love. Yeah, thank you very much. And congratulations again, dude. I mean, 1,000 is a hell of a milestone. It's a great milestone.
I truly appreciate it. Andre Adams checking in with more super chat, just saying, I posed this to the chat. How did we not have Mako stunt jump out of a cake? Out of a cupcake. So good Lord. Oh, savage. I love it. Phil, what do you got going over there on Pro Wrestle Times? Closing in. We're gonna be at your 5K your party very soon.
Yeah, I should do one of those. So youtube.com/ Pro Wrestle Clips is my main channel. youtube.com/ at Pro Wrestle Times is the secondary channel where all the long form stuff gets uploaded after or before, depending what show it is. But yeah, I am also have some new kind of cool scripted content I got coming out that's I've been working on for a little bit, and I can't wait to whip that out very soon on the Clips channel as well. So make sure you check me out there. And yeah, congrats to you guys on the 5K, man. I know how much of a grind it is out there in the feeding the YouTube beast. So I'm proud of you guys, and it's really. It's really it's always a fun time coming on. So congrats, and yeah, thanks for having me. And I had a complete and utter blast. That whole, I don't know, man, you were popping me with that Schmeltzer skit. That shit was legendary. So thanks for having me, and yeah, fun time.
Oh, yeah, I know. I'm glad you were here, Phil. I mean, we always love having you on the show. I always love coming over and doing your show. Yeah, and you know, we're feeding the YouTube algorithm right now on 2 different channels. We got Tooneytown TV. Tooneytown TV just passed 3,450 subscribers. So, it's amazing. Within 2 months, I'm thinking we might have a 5K celebration over there. Who knows? We'll see if things continue on as the way they do. But also check us out Thursday nights, guys, 8 p.m. For Tooney Talk TV, our live stream pop culture podcast. Kevin and I, along with Trish, we usually have a fantastic panel over there. We're talking about movies and comics and TV shows. Awful. What is going on over on your Twitter X account other than a lot of very angry neckbeards?
Well, when I'm not interrupting host or getting ignored by Phil, I am on Twitter at AEW Wrestling. And yeah, tomorrow, big day. 83 weeks coming up on no million viewers for the great AEW. And apparently there's supposed to be a big announcement this week. I still haven't heard what it is or know what it's about. But hopefully you guys can, join me in this
announcement.
No, some guy named Orand is, and everybody else is flying off the handle for it. So we're going to see. We're going to find out.
Fantastic. All right, Kevin Apollo, what do you got going on?
Well, I'll see you on Thursday night. November 2nd, I got Tommy Dreamer coming to the Palisades Mall for our November Rain event. And I think I've got my Fight or Fright Halloween show. Any kids in costume get a discounted ticket. And we'll also do a Halloween costume contest for the kids. I don't know what I'm gonna give them yet, but I'll give them something. That'll be
Body Slam
October 25th at the Habershaw Community Center. I'll give them a life.
Where's that at? Where's that at, Kev? Give us an address or
hold on. What the Habershaw Community Center in West Haverstraw, New York. Let me pull up the actual address. I do forget that sometimes I do forget that having survived being doxxed by the DNC, I generally don't really care about giving out too much information on the internet.
That sounds like a story for another day.
Yeah, well,
town politics.
Nope, that's a channel that's never going to happen.
On Rumble, exclusively on Rumble.
Yeah, on Rumble too.
Right.
There you go.
So 50 West Broad Street, Haverstraw, New York, October 25th. I'll have tickets available up by the end of the week, so just go to the ACW Twitter account, ACW Coliseum, ACW _Coliseum, spelled like Pokemon Coliseum, on the Instagrams. And other than that, if you want to talk to me, hit me up on my Twitter, War Dog Apollo. I'm there. Talk to these mutants and humanoids. But I have Phil. Phil makes my day better sometimes.
Thanks, buddy. Yeah.
Kev's also filmed a new rant that's going up for Tooneytown TV channel members within the next day or so. So you should check that out. He's very worked up about a lot of things. Also going to be making his That Game Place first appearance very soon with Culture Casino and I talking about Dragon Age Veil God. And tune in Thursday night, guys, 8 p.m. on Tooneytown TV for Tooney Talk TV. We are going to be talking about Agatha All Along, episode 3. We're going to be talking about The Penguin, episode 1. I got to watch that tonight, I think. I've heard good things. So we've got
as soon as we're done.
Yeah, we've got a ton to talk about. The Rey movie for Star Wars potentially being off the table. So make sure you check that out. Gosh, guys, 5,000 of you. 5,000 people have clicked that subscribe button. For the life of me, obviously hoped for this, but never thought it would happen. And I am honored. I'm shocked. I'm humbled and grateful. Extremely, extremely grateful for the love and support this community has shown me. I give it right back to you guys because you guys are my life. I love you guys. And onward and upward. Here's to 10K. Let's make it. Let's make it happen. Let's do that. Let's get both of the Tooneytown channels up there. And of course, if you want more content and early access to content, patreon.com/Tooneytown Wrestling. From the bottom of my heart, thank you guys so much for helping us reach 5,000 people. And a huge thanks to producer AEW Neckbeards, always out there in the chat, man in the chat. And we would be remiss if we did not thank a good friend, AEW Disciplinary Committee, aka DIS, at Hype, his YouTube channel, Maxed Out Media. He's not able to be here tonight. We miss him dearly. We'll have him back hopefully next week. And guys, it's a family affair here, and this is a family, and you guys are part of it. So from all of us here at the Tooneytown channels, I'm Marvin the Movie Monster.
Now get out of here!
Now, Perry the Platypus, feel the wrath of my thank you-inator!
Thank you, you piece of trash.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you! Oh, I suppose you want me to say thank you. But you know what? Saying thank you is like jobbing. Thank you!
I got a little message. Thank you. Ooh, yeah.
Oh, thank you! Oh, thank you! Thank you! Thank you! Thank you! Thank you!
Thanks for what? Hi-ho from all of us here at Tooney Town. Thank you.
And viewers like you.